So another day, another devaluation, and today it's actually from our friends over at Hilton Honors. That's right, our Hilton hotels, the ones we know and love, the one that's always there for us when we really need them. They have been devalued ever so slightly, maybe not as bad as you might think. And we're going to go through some examples on how they have been devalued, some of the news that's come out, and then also how they've actually been valued, so to speak, the opposite of devalued, have actually gone up in some of their values, or at least I should say, some of the hotels have actually lowered the requirements for the amount of points bookings, award bookings to book some of their hotels. And actually, some places that I've been to, I went through and looked through a million different Hilton hotels just before going live right now. So I wanted to go through it today. But first, and if you guys are watching the VOD, you could skip ahead just a little bit. But first, I always have to say, Mike Newland came in before we even went live, hit me with a 20 spot. I'm just sitting here, just getting ready, just getting prepped. And I see Mike say, let's get it started then. So I said, screw it. Let's do it a little bit early. Mike, come on, man. You have to let me give you something first, right? We have to talk a little bit, get in the groove. But but I appreciate you, Mike. Thank you, sir, for that. That really it means the friggin' world to me. It's an amazing thing, especially 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So thank you, sir, for that. I really appreciate you being here and before even going live, man. So appreciate you. We got Noah in here, Points Precision. What's going on? He says, always looking forward to your live feeds. Mike says that. Thank you. Killian, he's here. He's waving. What's going on? Gemini, sup, my guy. Was popping, Gemini. Davo, devaluation. What do you mean? We'll talk about it. It's really not that bad. Sean B, my fellow green villain, very nice. And Ian says, barely a devaluation. Yes, and that's what we're going to talk about. I actually found, that's why I put it in the title. Is it really that bad? Because, I do see some places, some select properties that have been devalued in a way. Yes. However, I did find a lot that actually went down as well. And some people in Discord also noticed that some went down. So, some were devalued, but kind of some were valued more after this whole little small change that I saw. So I thought it was interesting. LZ, what's going on? Happy holiday for sure. Whatever you're celebrating, hope you're enjoying it. And Ian says, affect properties that cost above 80,000 points a night or so, and the largest increase is 20,000 points, more or 5 to 10k. And it's funny because I actually saw one that went down by about 10k, and then I saw one that went up by 10k, at least outside of the general article. So let's go into the actual article here. Davos mentions the Waldorf and Cabo. Yeah, we're gonna go into it. It is crazy. So and Mike, thank you, sir, for that again. Much appreciated. So for everyone who's here from the VOD now, uh, let's look at the article here that I saw. It was about a week ago, and I just thought let's do it in live format because we could all talk about it. We all love Hilton here. So upgraded points. About a week ago, I saw Hilton Honors devalues points. Let me make sure we're good. Raises award rates at select properties. Okay, cool. That's the headline. And we have a nice little hotel room right here. Okay, so let's jump right to exactly what they mentioned here. So here are some of the price increases that they'd have noticed. Like I said, I actually noticed some others that are not in this chart, and obviously the inverse as well. And a couple here are ones that I've been talking about a little bit, especially a lot of people in the community love some of these properties, and now they're being devalued just ever so slightly. So first we have the Conrad and Osaka. So a lot of people have said that they really like these properties, and the Conrad in Tokyo, which I believe just had a like a refurbishment. I think they actually just went through, refurbished the entire property and everything like that. I think they reopened. Is now going from both of these from 95,000 prior to, and some of their highest rates, to 100 to 105k for the Osaka, and the Conrad about a 5,000. So 5,000 point jump. Okay, does suck, and this is going to happen every single year, and they actually do go through some of the changes every single year that some of these properties have had. Crockford's Las Vegas, we know and love our good man Sledge over at Sledge and Team. He actually booked this for the last creator meetup over in September in 2023, where we had a Vegas meetup with all points and miles enthusiasts. He stayed at the Crockfords, and I think he did pay with around 90,000 points or no, I think he actually. Really, it said previous price 100,000. Interesting. I thought he actually paid around this price, or around 80,000. But again, this is the highest charts. It depends. In September is probably a little bit less. But they're mentioning here that it could be as high as 110 here. Some of you guys may be familiar with these. I'm not necessarily. Hilton London Bankside, 70, 75k, 5k difference. This one in Venice, 5k jump. This one in San Diego, which I think I have heard from a few people in the community mentioning they like this property. It's up 15K. Okay, whatever. Waldorf Astoria in Maui. This is another one that I have eyed in the past, but it's just a little too expensive for me, considering literally Andaz in Maui as well is like 40,000 Hyatt points for that. So, and it's a lot easier to get 40,000 Hyatt points than it is to get 120,000 Hilton points, I've noticed. Waldorf Astoria Vegas, 10,000 jump. And then this is the highest one that Ian mentioned earlier in Los Cabos. And actually, Davo mentioned this as well. 140K in more of their standard nights and everything like that. So I thought that was pretty interesting. A couple things they mentioned here, which Ian mentioned, 5 to 20K. I thought it was interesting. They actually put through what changed over the years with Hilton, which I really like that they did this. I like that you can see what has changed over the years. So let's see, 2013, Hilton moved to price ranges rather than a fixed award chart. So they kind of went more to that dynamic pricing that we're hopefully not going to see in the in the Hyatt world. 2017, well, I guess we do see it a little bit in the Hyatt world, but not fully. 2017, the elimination of award charts marked a significant shift. While Hilton promised not to raise rates initially, increases soon followed. 2017 and then 2022. So this is where I think it comes a little bit interesting into play here. Just a couple of years ago, the maximum rate for a standard room. So you guys know, if any guys have these Hilton Honors credit cards, like more specifically, like you have a Hilton Aspire card, or if you've ever gotten a free night certificate on the Surpass or the the no annual fee Hilton card. If you ever got the free night certificate on these specific cards, you know that you could actually use them at, I don't know why I can't even pull it up here on the Aspire, but you can use them at standard rooms. So typically there's two different ways to use the free night certificate. It's going to be on a standard room uh, and a premium. And so for a standard room, that's the only way you're going to be using a free night certificate. Anytime that a certain price of a hotel, like the points price, goes up above a certain price, which at this point was around 120,000, at least the highest I've ever seen, and that's the ones they note here. You were allowed to use a free night certificate on that, so only for standard rooms. A lot of people like to say they're uncapped, but it's not true. If you go to a room that says premium instead of standard, you cannot use a free night certificate there. But one thing they do note here is that in 2024, I guess not too long ago, they mentioned that 150,000 point cap. It's been raised from the 120 points, 120,000 in 2022. On, I guess, the Waldorf Astoria Maldives was the first data point of that, to where you can use this, where you can use a free night certificate via a standard room at a property that's worth 150,000 points. I know it's a little bit convoluted, but just the idea is you can use a free night certificate on a standard room. Standard rooms, typically the max is, at least now, around 150,000 per night to actually stay there, which is pretty interesting. And I actually like that you can see that now, because there's a lot more properties that have higher and higher caps of these things. However, even though I do like that it does have a higher cap to be able to use these free night certificates, what you will find, and what we'll see a little bit later when we go through some of the other properties, is that it's also very possible to have a room that's like just 110,000 points or 120,000 points, and it be considered a premium room, and you still can't use a free night certificate there, even though it's under this 150K point cap. So even though they mention here that it's 150K points for a standard room, you might be thinking like, oh, if it's under 150K, I could use a free night certificate. It's not always the case. Sometimes they mark the rooms as different ones in order to not be able to use a free night there. It's kind of their way to save their award charts. And then 2024, they increased the points for small luxury hotels, which AKA just means that they actually got this from Hyatt at the beginning of the year. You guys might have saw that news, and we'll actually go through and look at one of the properties that was added that I think is very interesting. So this is pretty much the main news in some of these devaluations. But one thing that I thought was interesting, which I saw in the Discord when all this was talking about, our good man KitKat, he says he's been looking into it himself, the devaluation in app, while looking at a few properties. And he said some that he's noticed have been between 5 and 25,000, in price increase. He also has seen, I guess, a few Conrads that he's been looking at are showing 70K instead of 95K. And he also did choose a few random times, throughout the year, which I actually did before this stream, which we'll go into to see. So I guess this Conrad in Indianapolis, he mentioned that he used to see 90,000. Now it's 70K. Okay, so I guess if he was very diligent and looking a lot of different times during the year, you can maybe effectively say that that is a lower price chart. So a higher valuation on your points for that specific property. Oh yeah, you could actually see in some of these pictures too. He mentions like 63K for that same property. Also, the Conrad in Washington, he actually can see a little bit. I know this one specifically, I usually see around 90,000 or so, depending on the time of the year. Forget it. I think 100K plus if you're in April, around those times. So I thought that was interesting. I'm going to come back to the chat and then we'll actually go through some of the properties I noticed that actually were better valued and some that actually were, were affected by this bit of a devaluation. So let's see. Let's see. What's Mike says? Oh, great! Right after I buy points. Listen, I have no fear. Remember the title. Is it really that bad? I don't think it's that bad. And Fun. What's going on, Fun? 5 spot. Appreciate you. I just got my $550 bill from the Amex Hilton. Is 170,000 points welcome offer worth it? So are you okay? So you're saying, are you are you talking about like you had? Let's put it up on the screen. Are you saying that you have the Hilton Aspire card and you got hit with the annual fee and you're wondering if that 175K welcome offer you got was worth it? If not, clarify down below, and I'm happy to talk about it. But I think it's actually not bad. I mean, considering everything else that comes with the Aspire, 175 is really not that bad at all. I mean, obviously, it's literally the highest you could possibly get on the Aspire since the whole revamp. Prior to this, when it had a 450 annual fee, it was around 150. So, they gave you extra $100 in annual fee, but they bumped it up by 25K on the welcome offer. I don't think we've seen higher than 175K. I don't, in my mind, for some reason, it wants to say like 180, somewhere, but I don't think so. I think 175 is the highest. And these don't, and the Aspire does not also come with a free night certificate. So some people in Discord have mentioned that, like, oh, does it come with a free night outside of on the on the typical card itself? I think we could see it right here. Yeah, the free night certificate. The answer is no. At least at this point, we've never had a welcome offer to have a free night there. So I don't know if that's what you mean. If so, yeah, it's a good amount of points, the highest you can get for that card. So I think it's always going to be worth it as long as the card is worth it. Okay, so appreciate that super chat. Appreciate that fun. Always fun to have you here. Don Kim from Mexico City. You traveling right now, Don Kim? Enjoying? Are you enjoying the times? All right. Heck yeah, I love it. Boxer says, I was just going to buy points today too. And have no fear. I think it's not really too, not too big of a deal. I think you can still buy your points, enjoy them, and you can have some really cool, you're going to have some really cool stays and stuff like that. Ian says, only 400, 500K with no standing rooms left. You'll see the property you're talking about on the sheet Anthony is showing now. Yeah. I'm talking about that, in the Cabos, Waldorf Astoria. Amex needs to up 1 to 3 to make stays worth it for sure. Box says, is it getting to the point where you're better off booking through portals? I don't think so. I mean, it can in a lot of cases, right? Like a lot of the times, I really love to be able to book a lot of my Hiltons in portals, only if I'm going to be getting other things on top of that. Like, I really like booking my Hiltons now through MasterCard luxury hotels, or when I had the platinum card, I really love to book through FHR. And even though I was getting at least on the portal, if you're going to be paying with points or card, I recommend just paying cash for that. If you're going to be getting like 1 cent per point, what have you. But I just kind of find that, typically when you are booking through these, I won't call them third parties, but these preferred hotel programs like MasterCard, like for example, the Waldorf Astoria I booked in cash with the MasterCard luxury hotel program in New Orleans. I not only was able to get the $100 experience credit by booking through MasterCard, much like FHR, at that Hilton property for a couple of their restaurants and breakfast there. I also got it was a 70, I think was it 60 or 70? It might have been a $70 breakfast, between me and my wife. So it was about $170 booking in that way itself. And on top of that, if you're lucky, maybe not that lucky, but if you talk to the people at the front desk, you always have to ask them. I always urge this. When you talk to the people at the front desk at Hilton, make sure you ask them two things. Ask them how they use their dining credits. So obviously, you guys know if you're Hilton Gold status, if you're at like a Conrad or a Waldorf, and as long as you have 2 people on your reservation, you and your spouse or whoever, you're going to be getting $50 per day and dining credits if you're in, if you're in the US. There's other prices for things outside of the US. But at least in the US, $50 per day of your stay. Now, if you're at a property that operates, in a particular fashion, they'll allow you to stack not only your $170 credits from FHR or your Mastercard luxury hotel program, but then you'll also, in fact, be able to stack the $50 credit on top of that. So in the Waldorf Astoria in New Orleans, I quite literally got $220 in food credits for that one day. For that one day that I stayed there. I technically stayed there 2 days, but I didn't use everything. But I was able to stack $220 in credits for that one day, and I think the price of the hotel was only 320, something like that. So like, how much did I really spend for that hotel? I don't know. If I was paying with points for that same, to your question there, I mean, it probably would have been, I don't know how much that was. We probably could look at it. I really don't think it was that much. It might have just been 60,000 points a night, something like that. So you figure, 60,000 points a night for a $320 hotel. You're getting to that near average zero point 0.5 cent per point of valuation, and you're able to stack that $50 dining credit. So it's like, I don't know. I personally value like getting $220 in food credits over just using my 60,000 points, and I just like rather pay cash. But it depends from time to time. I don't think it can always be better to book through portals unless you just have a way to earn so many points through portals, like maybe Amex, what have you, that it really doesn't mean much, and you can earn way more that way. Then yeah, I think it can make sense. I think it just matters on, like, for me personally, and I think a lot of people, it's easy to get your first few 100,000 Hilton points. After that, it becomes dramatically harder, unless you have referrals or you have just such a crazy amount of spend. After you get the first four, Hilton cards, not talking no lifetime language ones, but just, no annual fee to Aspire plus business. It's like, it's very hard, after that. So it's a good point, and something we could talk about a little bit later too. Miss Potato, what's going on? What's going on? Ian, I'm still bullish on Hilton. SLH properties are all very nice and a decent value at the standard room rate. Also, FNCs. Yeah, we love our free night certificates. We absolutely love them. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm always bullish on Hilton. I think they're great. I really do love Hilton. It's just I'd have no more points. That's I actually do, because I was lucky enough. I got some referrals. Made a video about it like 6 months ago, and people really liked it. I think it was when the free night certificates were hot. So now I'm just saving them because I'm like, man, I don't want to go bankrupt again like I did last summer. Well, shout out to everybody whoever used those links. Appreciate it. But yeah, I think the SLH properties are powerful, and we're going to go into it in just a second. Once we go through all the chats, I'll talk about some of the properties we found. Oh, Mike Newland, new member. Whoa, Mike Newland. Listen, I don't know if you didn't get the memo, but you're not supposed to become a channel member. I appreciate it, and Ian did too. But you're not supposed to. You don't get anything for it right now. I talked about it in the past. It was like, YouTube said they would literally pay me money just to turn on memberships. And I was like, okay, I'll just make a tier and just never talk about it. But I forget that when you're in a live chat, and I think if you're on Android, you could actually see like a join button or something like that. But I just never talk about it. I don't put it anywhere because I don't want anybody to do it, because you don't get anything for it. But you get my praise, I guess. You get my salute. I appreciate you, Mike. It means a lot to me. Thank you, sir, for that. Thank you very much. And funnels. Oh, fun. Buying points with bonuses is the secret sauce. Buying points with bonuses is the secret sauce. Yeah, for sure. If you're somebody who's like already pretty well off, and you're like, all right, we got money, we got some stuff, and you're just like, I just want to get a lot of Hilton points. It's like, and you'd never had any Hilton cards before. Oh my God. If you think about it, forget it. If you were just to like run the gamut, like if you wait, like I wouldn't get a Hilton card necessarily right now unless you really want it. But like if we get closer to like April, May, June, these will very likely be 100,000 plus a free night certificate. The Hilton Surpass, it might come down to like 135,000 points, so 30K less, and a free night certificate, or in some cases 165 and a free night certificate. So I think around the summer is when the FNCs will come back around, the free nights, and that's where you really want to hit it. But if you think about it, for 2K worth of spend here and 3K spend, so 5K between these two cards, you could get a minimum 160 or 265,000 points. And if you spend 5K on buying Hilton Honors points, that's another couple 100,000 on top of, that 100% boost you could usually get by buying points. I think buying points with with Hilton cards is pretty powerful in and itself. Just hit welcome offers for the heck of it. If you just want a big grand vacation, you can amass a 500,000 with just these two cards and buying points very quickly. And then not even to mention getting Aspire on top of that, or Hilton business card for sure. So I agree. It is some secret sauce, fun. So thank you for that. And funny, Mike. I appreciate you, Mike. Chad Money Minutes. Chad Money Minutes. He's in here. What's going on, man? What's going on? Philmo's going to bed. I understand. It's too late. Listen, it's too late. My wife, she's watching the shows, and so now I'm in here. So Dava says my last free night certificate redemption was at the Waldorf Astoria Beverly Hills. Very nice. I have seen that property. It is cool. We might even stumble across it. And Gemini, still waiting to hear back on the Waldorf Astoria in DC. Will they give me your old room next weekend? If you guys don't remember, the Waldorf Astoria, man, the one I stayed at. Let me see. I think I have it pulled up. The Waldorf Astoria in DC. I stayed at not last May now. Still, I talk about it too much, but it was the best day ever. I got upgraded to a room, actually via FHR, up to a $3,000 a night room. It was actually on the opposite side of this. It was like over here. It was facing this building. $3,000 a night. It's room 822, and it's, if you look at the map, the heat map of that property at that hotel, it's the largest room on the entire 8th floor. Because CJ got a room there and whatever, but I had the biggest one, and that's the main thing, is I have the biggest one. In any room I walk into, actually, I should have the biggest one. And in this case, room 822 is that special room. So I'm like, if you go to the Waldorf and you're staying there, try to get room 822. It's a special room. It's bigger than everything else. It's a weird little setup that it has. Even some of the people that were there, like, oh, you got a good room. So so for sure. Mike, everybody stop what you're doing. Stop! Anthony Daddy Venture is in his own league. They call it the. You better like, comment, subscribe, and share this video, or else. I love it, Mike. Mike, that enthusiasm, that kind of stick-to-itiveness, that's what I like in a person. I appreciate you. Freaking Mike coming in. I appreciate it, man. That's the way to go. I'm gonna pause right here. Actually, no, we'll go a little bit later. We'll go a little bit further. If I don't go now, I'm gonna be really behind. James, what's that picture, man? Are you living in a hut somewhere? Do you think the Surpass is a good daily spending card? I mean, we can look at it. We can look at it real quick if you need to. Hilton Surpass. All right, so what are we getting here? All right, disregarding the welcome offer, and let's just say we're not paying cash for any hotel stays, because, that'd be great. 12x, paying for cash at all these Hiltons plus gold status. You're getting an additional 18 points per dollar spent. So that's basically 30 points per dollar spent when you pay with your Surpass. It's pretty cool. It's a cool 15% return on your cash there. You're getting 6x back on restaurants, supermarkets, and gas stations. So actually, like, the most legit card you could use as like a daily driver for a lot of different, because typically, if you want to get some gas stations, what do you have to use, like an Amex Blue card or something like that, or if you want to get restaurants and supermarkets, maybe you need Amex Gold, maybe you need another Amex, maybe use that same Amex Blue card. But it's very hard to get all three of those in one category at a decent rate of 6x, which if you're valuing your points like everyone else does at 0.5, it's a good 3% back on everything. 4x on online retailers, so like Amazon, stuff like that, I believe all code towards that. I think that's pretty cool. And some people really like, I don't think I could find it really quickly. I could probably type in, but the business card, the business Hilton Honors card, that gives you a 5x on everything up to the first 100K in spend. So a lot of people like to do the Hilton business card, just get 5x and just use that for everything. So yeah, I think the Surpass could be a good daily driver if you're just trying to only earn in Hilton points currencies, in currency, and that's all you really care about. Heck yeah, I don't see why not. Otherwise, I mean, in some people's world, it might make more sense to earn on an Amex card that like if you have a gold card already, earn 4x back on your restaurants and your dining and all these different things, and just use the transfer bonuses when they come around, where you can like literally transfer like 1 to 2.6 Hilton points per dollar, and you'll come out ahead of just the normal 6x multipliers there. If you wait for those promotions. So it could be good, but you also could get better. It depends what you got, currently, I would say. Let's see. Yeah. Boxer. Oh, off hotel topics, but sad day. Lost my gold card. You lost your white gold card at the restaurant. Amex doesn't know if they'll replace it with another white gold. Rip to the best gold card. No, no, you lost your white gold. Boxer, come on. Come on. No, you have to go back. You have to go back. I understand it might be closed. Oh, that is sad. You know, I should have ordered more. I ordered 4 white golds. I'm sorry. I took it away from every I stole I not stole. I ordered 4 white golds so I could give some to, friends who don't have the MS Gold card and they just wanted it. I won't say who, but they will reveal themselves eventually. But we got them some Hilton Gold cards. But that's sad, man. I hope they do. I hope they give you a white gold card back. Damn, that sucks. I feel for you. Even though Gemini says the original gold, classic gold's the best, I agree. That's sad. You want to have, the collection. Platinum OG says time to start buying Hilton points. Okay, cool. What devaluation? We'll talk a little bit more about it. What's going on, Travel Within Man? How's everything going? Vincent, what's going on? Bautista, CJ, laying down in Hilton right now, securing my diamond status match from Built once I check out. Wait, you're able to get a diamond status match from Built? How are you able to get that? I got the gold status match from Built. I didn't know they had a diamond. That's pretty interesting. Dava says, I have both the Surpass and Aspire. Should I upgrade the Surpass to a second Aspire? It's taking forever to get the Hilton gift cards. I mean, if you don't care for the gift cards much, and you're already like killing it with the Aspire, yeah, I mean, there's plenty of people who have multiple Aspires and they have a really, they aspire to have more Aspires. Actually, that's one of the greatest things is they just keep going, and then they just have endless vacations. So yeah, if you can hack it, you can have a good time with it, then I don't see why not. Like if you just don't care about the gift cards, and yeah, why have it? Like if you're not using it for your online retailer, which the Aspire doesn't have, then yeah, or even the other categories, why not? What shows you want? I don't know. It's some movie, some movie with a friend. I actually really don't know. Roger says the business Hilton card a good option. I have a trip and need 150K Hilton points, but I don't know about the credits. How to use them to justify the annual fee? I mean, honestly, the best way is just like like everyone mentions now. It's just the gift cards. Just even though there's a shortage, and who knows, maybe it'll go away at some point in the future. The Hilton business card has $200 a year that you can use towards buying those gift cards. So or sorry, $240 a year, and you'll lose a little money on the difference because gift cards come in like 25, 50 plus increments. You lose a little bit there because you'll have you have 60 a quarter and you can buy 50 there. So you'll have to like pay extra to get a little extra for the gift cards, but I think it's good. I mean, it's good for the welcome offer. If you can use the gift cards, cool. If you can, unless you're like actually going to Hilton's and they're like around $90, $100 a night, maybe you can just use it normally, get that discounted by 60 for each of those stays. And outside of that, welcome offer and 5x on everything. I think it's not bad for sure. Platinum OG, sorry for spamming your chat again, but I just booked the Sellers Hot in South Africa, as well as the Marine Hotel. Bought points at 0.5, redeemed at 0.7. Yeah, it's funny. I was trying to remember that name because I was going to look it up a little bit later. So we'll see. All right, so I'm going to pause it here. I'm going to pause it here because I want to come back to this, to that hotel and see if there's. I want to see if I can find it in the Hilton app because we didn't get to do that last time we were live. And I appreciate everyone who's being here right now, who's hanging out. All right, so let's go a little bit further. So just for the recap, for all the people who weren't here, essentially there was an article by Upgraded Points. Hilton Honors devalues points a little bit. You can see here on average, I think they mentioned it's somewhere around here. Where they mention it? Yeah, so on average between 5 and 20,000 points per night at certain properties, they have been devalued by. So you can see some of these here. The new price is 5, 10K, in some cases 20K more. But I also mentioned that some people, myself included, have found that some of them, while being devalued, some have actually gone down in value as well. So valuing your points a little bit higher. And so now we want to go through some of the properties that I've actually been to, and if they've been devalued or if they have been, what's the opposite of devalued? What, upgraded? I don't know. Have they been valued more? I don't know how to say it, but Yeah, so these are some properties that I've actually been to in the last year around the times that I were there too. So this way there's no funniness with the dates and messing up, because we do know it changes throughout the year. And I wanted to showcase this one first because it's my most hated Hilton hotel property I've ever been to. It's this one with the horse right here. It's trash. It is so trash. It is so trash, in fact, that actually, funnily enough, I don't know. I actually not sure when they did this, but I'm noticing now this was quite literally when I booked at this time. Whatever I think the dates were in April, which is, I think I have this up here. Yeah, we were here last year. I was going to visit my good friend Calby when he was there, and this was 80,000 point. Yeah, this was 80,000 points a night, and I was like, you know what? For the first time, I'm gonna stop being tight fisted with my points. I'm gonna go all out. I'm gonna spend my Hilton points, and I spent 160,000 for 2 nights here. And I was like, this is going to be a great property. It's curio. I love my curios. They're like older properties. They're cool. They give me $30 a day in dining credits. Awesome. I get in there and I look at the pictures. I'm like, all right, looks nice. And look at no photo available. That's great. This they should all say, look, that's very nice. It's like a remodeled old, building. It's very cool. Everything looks modern until you walk in. Until you walk in, let me see. Where's the actual? This is like the side area. That's another side area. Does it show the entrance? Well, I will say here. Let me do this. This is basically the entrance here. So you walk in, and it immediately smells really old. It smells very old. There's nobody in there. You go to the front desk. People are just like, oh, you again. And I'm like, I've never been in this state before in my life, and they're just incredibly rude. At least when I was there, they can't even tell you how to get to your room. They're like, okay, here's your name, here's your room. And they're like, okay, it's all the way over there. And they even like point, they're like, it's up in that corner over there. I'm like, okay, so how do we get upstairs? And you're like, okay, go down this hall here. Then you have to make a left, and don't use the elevator because that doesn't work. And then go down here and then make a right down this hallway. And then there's like stairs up here, and there's another hallway. And the whole time I'm like, I'm in The Shining, and there's going to be two little girls going, and I'm looking around like this is the last day I'm going to live on Earth. And this is what we went through. And we were like, okay, let's just make it to the room and then we'll be fine. I get in there. It smells like mold. I've been in a lot of houses. I'm a realtor here in South Carolina. I've been in a lot of houses with mold. It smelled like mold. We said, let's do it anyway. We go to bed at 2, wake up at 8. We wake up, we're sick. We're sick. I'm a little bit sick. My wife is like ill, like really deathly ill, blowing her nose like crazy, just feeling absolutely terrible. Go to the front desk. They say, oh, maybe she's probably allergic to the cleaning agents, something like that. So eventually I'm just like, screw this. Call Hilton, and I get my full 160,000 points refunded. And I stayed there for 6 hours. So screw you. I never talk bad about properties, but this one treated me so horribly. It was such a bad property that I don't care. We put it on blast. And this is one that should have been devalued, or sorry, it should have been the points required to book this should not have been that high. It was 80,000 points a freaking night, and it's the worst experience on earth. 44 is more like it. So I don't know if they just devalued that or that happened between now and then, but maybe they saw when I trashed them the first time last year and they're like, oh, we can't have this happen again. So yeah, it went from 80,000 to 44. So if you guys want to stay there, cool. End of my rant here. Let's go to the next one. Next one was this property. Actually stayed here, yeah, January 1st, January 2nd for the New Year's. Last year I was here. This one right here, the Hilton St. Augustine Historic Bayfront. And I will come to the chat after I go through some of these properties. So this was a nice property. It was in, so St. Augustine, Florida. It was right on the water. I think they have a view of it somewhere. Decent rooms. Yeah, so there's the water out there. There's a little pool I didn't use, but the water is overlooking there. And it was for it's called the Night of Lights. So around Christmas time, New Year's, they'll actually do they have like some carriages and they bring you around. There's lights everywhere. It's cool. It's all of this is bright, is lit up and everything like that. And this one I found interesting because one thing they didn't mention is this hotel, which I noticed last year. I remember if you just shifted these dates by a couple days, like late December, it was around 75,000 points, something like that. And when I booked it, it was 80,000 points a night. So this is a solid, maybe 12% devaluation here because now it's 90,000. I don't remember ever seeing this property at 90,000 back then. But I did pay the 80,000 on this exact date last year. So that's definitely a devaluation on this specific property, which I was surprised by, because it's a nice property, but I don't think it's like I mean it's nice. I won't talk crap about this one. It's all lit up in around this time. But honestly, if you guys are thinking about going to St. Augustine, that like now, like December, late December, New Year, don't do it. It's too many people. It's crazy. I call it now. What do I call it? I call it uh what a wholesome, yeah, wholesome Nashville, because Nashville's always crazy, got dun, 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 drums going on like crazy. This is kind of like that, but it's just wholesome, right? It's not loud music, but just a lot of people. It's a lot of people. So that was a devaluation, 12% devaluation. So the horrible property is about 50% cheaper. So that's, I guess, good. This one is about 12% devalued. Next is the Mills House, which is my second favorite Hilton, really, at least experience I've ever had. This is in Charleston, South Carolina. It's a big pink house here in Charleston. Here in Charleston, there in Charleston. It's a good property. You can use your dining credits towards this little outside courtyard area, and we can get a lot of drinks. And then it's right on Queen Street in Charleston, so you can actually like walk around, to downtown. Historic district of Charleston. And it's very nice. You can get drunk and everything. So this is a good property, and I recommend it to everybody. And this I noticed is not devalued. It was like 80,000 points, was the exact same amount it was back then. And again, like I said earlier, these points can change based on the time of year. Like you might be able to book the Mills House at 60,000 at a different time of the year. Most of the time, I find it's 80,000, and some points of the year it's over 100,000. Sometimes even like if there's really no rooms, 160,000 plus, which does happen. I think they're rented out during the summer, but 80,000 is pretty standard and has not been devalued. I mentioned, or Ian mentioned a little bit earlier, he was talking about in the chat, small luxury hotels, which was acquired, or at least a partnership with Hilton, and they left Hyatt and moved over to Hilton. With small luxury hotel properties, and Wentworth Mansion was actually one of them. You used to be able to book this property, which is pretty crazy. Actually, it is a giant mansion, and they have I think they actually have some butler service. Not too many pictures. You used to be able to book this on Hyatt, through the Hyatt portal for a lot of points. I think it might have been. It wasn't on a standard award chart. I think it was like 60,000 Hyatt points, so very expensive. So I like to see that we're having these changes, and why Ian is bullish on the Hilton program, because if they can get more partnerships like this, more luxury hotels, you can get a good swath of different types of hotels that you normally aren't able to book, and now you can do it via an award chart. So 105,000 points a night for the Wentworth Mansion, and it's a standard room reward for this, so you can use a free night certificate here. Pretty cool. I think they have an inside massage place. They have it's like a bed and breakfast essentially, but like a really upscale one. So that's pretty cool. And I don't think I care about any of these other ones. I don't think any of these are pretty much nicer than these. Yeah. Okay. So the next, and then we'll come back to the chat in a second. Vegas. I did technically not use points here, but I did stay at one of these properties. But I could not tell you. Yeah, I can't see it. But I used a Hilton timeshare essentially. Actually, it was this one. Yeah, I stayed at this property, Hilton Grand Vacations Club in Las Vegas Strip. I actually could not tell you, unfortunately, how many points it was when I did book it. This is the time I was there, so it could have been this amount, 50,000 around per night. But I used the timeshare and I paid cash for it. It was like $150. I got 3 nights. We could talk about more if you guys care. But one thing I did find interesting was the Conrad at Resorts World. This one right here. Now, I maybe I just got the numbers mixed up. I don't think so. But CJ booked this hotel. CJ, you don't love him. CJ credit cards. He booked this hotel for the Las Vegas meetup last year. He booked it, and he actually had a room that was exactly this room. This was the exact room, this setup, I should say, like this couch. This was overlooking the pools. Yeah, we were in his room. This is the exact room that he was in, and I think he mentioned he paid 80,000 points a night. Now, unless he somehow got that wrong, or maybe my memory is wrong, but I'm like 99% sure this was 80,000 a night. To which now I'm seeing for September 2nd to the 5th, kind of like when we were there last year. It's now showing 60,000 points a night. So that's pretty cool. Again, it has to depend on when you're booking it. This is obviously closer to a year out, so maybe CJ booked it within a month out, something like that. So that's why these things they change all the time. But it's good to see you can get 60,000 points for this when he was mentioning 80,000, and I think he was even telling me like 100K if he waited a little bit longer, like after the fact. So I just thought that was interesting and something to know. Maybe you guys have different experiences down below. And then I mentioned earlier the Waldorf Astoria in DC. This is where I stayed. Did not pay points. I did book it through FHR with the Amex Platinum card. Paid cash. It was like $550 a night, discounted to $450 a night because of a deal that Amex's Fine Hotels and Resorts was running. Then I got my Platinum hotel credit off of that, and then I got a bunch of food credits and stuff. But this is pretty standard. 110,000 points a night, standard room. You can use a free night certificate there. In fact, that's what CJ did to get his room, which I wonder if we could see his room too. This was crazy. I think this is called the Waldorf Suites, if I'm not mistaken, at this property, or maybe the Pennsylvania Suite, something like that. One of these, it's a crazy room, few thousand, maybe yeah, more than a few thousand a night. It's definitely a crazy hotel. This is the one of the most expensive ones. And this might be the townhouse version. I forget. One of these is like 10,000 points a night, though. It's a crazy hotel. But good to see that hasn't been devalued, even after the bankruptcy and and someone else buying it out not too long after I stayed there. Some people say I bankrupted. You never know. So 110,000 points a night. Good to see that's not devalued. And then one of the ones that I was fairly familiar with because I just look at it a lot. Well, actually, two of them, I should say, in Rome, because I always think about what to book. Rome Cavalieri here, this Waldorf Astoria that's in Rome. I always look at it because it just looks cool, and I'm like, if I ever end up there one day, I would like to book it. One thing I have noticed is now this could just be due to the dates. So we're in March, so yeah, typically that's going to be a little bit more hot, I would say. But I am seeing a little bit more expensive. Like it's premium room right now. I think I have seen standard rooms for it where you can use a free night certificate there, but closer to like that 110,000 range. So I don't know if this is devaluation or for some reason in March, these like most of the rooms sold out. But I just thought it was something to mention. And then again, to Ian's point, why he's bullish on Hilton is you can see hotels like this, Lord Byron. It's a small luxury hotel with that partnership they had, about a year ago, like I just mentioned earlier. They have this one here as well. And obviously the granddaddy that Chad Money Minute stayed in, and I'm really jealous, the Palazzo Manfredi, overlooking the friggin' Coliseum, man. That's awesome. That place is really cool. And it's good to see. I never actually looked at it on the Hilton site yet, but it's 120,000 points a night, and you can use a free night certificate there. Whereas, if we were going to book with Hyatt points when it was with Hyatt, it was about 40,000 points a night, 35,000 points a night. It was a category 8 Hyatt. So that was pretty expensive for Hyatt, but looking at it with Hilton, it's not. I don't feel it's as expensive. Obviously, 120K is a lot, but the fact you can use FNCs here, pretty powerful. So, I mean, on average, I just saw that some had better values, some were, devalued, some stayed the same. All in all, throughout this whole article, I mean, it is true that these have all been devalued, but it is some select properties. It's not, program wide. It's not every single property. And while these things do suck, and while some of them were devalued, some were better off after this whole change. Just it's another thing to push you in the direction of like, yeah, these are always going to be devalued over time. You might as well just use them if you can. If you're gonna, if you have an ability to take a trip or to book one of these hotels, just book it, because then at least you're locked in, right? And these things can come at any time. I forgot I saw something earlier. While searching for this, it was like, oh, Hilton, right for the holidays. It was like, yeah, it was right before Christmas. They're like, oh, thanks, thanks, Hilton. So you never know, and they do it without, apology, without hesitation, and it's just something to keep in mind that for any program, if you have an award booking that you see that you like, you want to take advantage of, you might as well do it. I think. And also, I don't want to forget. So here, before we actually move on back to the chat, appreciate you guys staying with me. Platinum OG, he has this hotel here that we looked at, but I wanted to check it out on Hilton itself. It's in South Africa, and he just booked it, and he was able to get, so he bought points at 0.5 cents per point on a good promotion that's going on, and he was able to redeem them for 1.7. So a perfect and using fifth night free, of course, you have to factor it in a little bit. So without fifth night free, maybe 1.3, something like that. But this is just a good example of being able to take all of your points or take your cash, buy some Hilton points, and have your points go further in this particular way. So let me see if I can pull it up. So let me see if I can pull up that specific hotel. Now it gets a little finicky when I actually type in. Isn't it in Cape Town? You said? Didn't you say it was in Cape Town? Platinum OG. Let me see here. It gets a little finicky when you type in the exact hotel. I don't know if you said when you booked it, but let's just try April. Let's see. This one. Okay, nice. And look at that. It's part of Small Luxury Hotels. This is why Ian's bullish. This is the property he just booked. So he paid, whatever amounts, 0.5. So I guess, maybe he needs 200,000 points to book for the fifth night free. That's pretty good. If you could buy that at 0.5, and redeem it for that, that's pretty cool. Does it say, because I actually didn't look at it yet, Platinum OG, if you're in the chat still, did you get, what else do you get with the Small Luxury Hotels? Do the dining credits, do they have dining credits to this? They just haven't updated it yet? I don't think so. But I'm just wondering if you do get anything with booking these particular properties. But it's a very nice property here in Cape Town, South Africa. It's also technically a romantic hotel if you look online. Platinum OG is gonna have a romantic time over at this property. So that's just a good example of when buying points makes sense, because if you can get that kind of value, oh man, yeah, you're gonna wanna go for it and then save your points for maybe another day. All right, so now we went through my whole spiel. Let's see what you guys are talking about. Let's see what's happening here. Let me actually go and hit up fun again. What's going on, fun? I screwed myself this year by getting 8 cards in 2024. What can I still apply for? I want those welcome offers. I'm greedy. So thank you for that super chat as well. I mean, for people in your situation who's going crazy and getting these 8 cards, I guess you have to. There's 2 paths you can kind of go down in my mind. You can go down the path of some people that I know, like Joe Brad, all these people, and just say screw Cheese 524. I don't care about it, and I will go years without getting another Chase credit card, something like that. And if you're that person, then just keep going. just hit, the sky's the limit. Just sky's the limit. You get more Amex cards, they're never gonna deny you, really. There's plenty of other cards like Barclays, unfortunately, is probably gonna deny you with their usually, what do they say? 624. They don't want 6 new cards in the last 24 months, or does that mean 6 inquiries? It's typically not, but I think any Amex card, if you just want to keep going harder, I don't know what those 8 were, but yeah. Otherwise, if you really want to say, okay, I want to get my 524 down, you might just have to do what I did when I was 724 last year and kind of go crazy with the ink cards. I hate to say it, I know things are a little bit tough with the ink cards right now. We've seen some things where they maybe tightening a little bit, not fully, but just a little bit. But you might want to do that, because I went really hard with business cards, my wife and I, this entire year, and now I'm at 224 and a lot of points to kind of show for it. But again, you have to be, one, able to do that to get the business cards, and then 2, can you even bypass 524 prison that a lot of people are in. I mean, I was able to twice. I got my ink cards at 724. I don't know if I would recommend that, but that's, in my mind, those are my 2 paths. If I'm you, I'm like, do I go the route of coveting my 524 and just like garden for a while, or try a lot of business cards, like try some Amex business cards, try some, Chase business cards, go for the business cards, and Amex and Chase. Get a lot of welcome offers, let your 524, cool off, then cool. If not, go to LOL 24, go to 124, as some of these people do. If you have cards, obviously, that you want to go, go and get. But I understand being greedy. I get it. But thank you for that super chat. Let me go up a little bit, see what I missed here. So it's the Hoover Dam. Miss Potato, Hilton Surpass pretty decent for the first 15K for the FNC. I'm seeing a lot more people talking about that. See a lot more people talking about that, man. I used to hear people talk like, oh, why would you spend 15K for an FNC? And now I'm hearing more people say, like, actually, it's not bad. It's not bad value. So So we'll see. Mike, I don't see the point of getting a hotel or airline card if you have neutral points from the big banks that can transfer to them. It really restricts what you can use your points for outside of the sub. Yeah, I think the idea, at least in my mind, I'm like, if I always have some, if I always have spend going through, like if I'm someone paying a lot of rent, or there's a lot of grocery bills are very high, something like that. You kind of just want to keep getting more and more points, and to a point, there's like not that many. I mean, realistically, there's really not that many Amex cards you can get before you have to dive into the world of the Amex business cards, which are typically very hard to hit for just folks who have their faux businesses and stuff like that, right? Not doing actual, real, crazy business spend, But some people have 15, 20, 25K to put through a business platinum every few months. You can hit a lot of welcome offers doing that. For some of us doing a couple grand a month, something like that, it's a lot harder. So it's like, once I have all my Amex points, like I did, I had like 450K at one point because I hit up the Schwab Platinum, I hit up the Vanilla Platinum, um, Amex Gold, Amex Green. Okay, I had a 450K points, something like that. Where do I go from there? How else do I earn more points at the given time? Well, okay, now I can maybe I should I can use those points for Hilton, but I might as well just go hit up my Hilton no annual fee, Hilton Surpass. Just go kill it on there, get all those points ecosystems, and then use that for some trips and stuff like that. And plus that's the thing. It's like if you do transfer some from Amex, well, then what are you taking away from as well? It's like, yeah, I can transfer 300,000 to Hilton and get a cool like 800,000, 900,000 points, something like that. For the correct promotion around there, or maybe 800,000 points around there. Um, but where does that leave my Amex points? Am I taking away from a future, business class, ticket somewhere in the world that I'm taking those points from another program and just putting it in Hilton where I can just earn them very easy with Hilton? So that's the way I kind of look at it. The only one I feel a little less strongly about with that is the Marriott cards. I feel like that just did not great for some of the welcome offers. The only one I really kind of missed out on and probably will take next year will be the Bonvoy Boundless 5 free nights for like 3K spent, something like that. I think it's pretty powerful. Um, but it's just Hilton's so easy to earn. They're so easy to get approved for, so easy to get the points for. It's just once you go through it, you kind of hit a brick wall a little bit. At least I did. And then you go bankrupt and then you go all in on Hyatt. It's just what it is. So appreciate you, Mike. Always with the support. Thank you, sir. Jesse just got here. Hello, all. White gold is done. What? Yeah, so you actually can't order white gold anymore. I know the few people that love it. You and the other guy. You missed out. But I'm kidding. No, white gold's all right. It has grown on me. But no, you can't order it anymore. If you go on screw it, we'll do it together. If you go on the Amex Gold, you cannot. Here, I'll do it in. Wow. Hold on. You want to see something crazy? Look at this big baller. If you just type in, wow. Is he paying them? If you just type in Amex Gold, look who we see over here. With the entire Wikipedia of Amex, you get the Amex Gold, and you get Spencer Johnson. How much you paying them, Spencer? Come on, man. How are you getting to the front page of the Wikipedia? You can't make this up. That is so funny. Wow. Wow. I mean, I get it. They're just showing the first few images here. Oh, who's this girl? How is she getting there? Yeah, he's just down here, but that's just funny to be, you don't even have to know. Oh, now it's gone. You don't even have to know Spencer and you do it. But yeah, if you click on the Amex Gold, you can see they actually removed the rose gold from the front page. You could still order it, but they removed it from the front page because they know it was bad for business, like I mentioned last time. But yeah, you can no longer order the white gold. So if you didn't get it then, you didn't get it. It'll probably come back just like rose gold, just like these things come back. But at least for now, you can't. Um, Spencer, killing it. Spencer, man, he's our guiding light. Um, I'm gonna scroll down because I want to see. Yeah, isn't that funny? It's so crazy. Killing it, absolutely killing it. Vincent says white gold is still an option on the business. Oh, on the business gold, you could still get it. Hold on. That's good to know. Wait a second. Is there still an ability to get the white gold on? Oh my God, what is this? See, I noticed this the other day. I don't know if they're like revamping the business side, but I noticed when I went to the business platinum, it came to the screen. So I'm like, what are they doing? What are they doing behind the scenes here? 404 not found. I don't know. And it wasn't that way. I actually did it this way too, and it did that. Let me see here. The business goal. Yeah, look at that again. You can't even go on to the business goal. I mean, what is this? There we go. Now we got in. You can look at that, Vincent. Good. Look at that. While supplies last. If you really want white gold, you better get it now. No, I think it's gonna come back on the regular personal gold too. That's funny though. That's funny. Joshua says Amex 2 years later, blue gold, right? Yeah, that's what we need. We need blue gold, then we need fool's gold. I don't know what other type of golds are there. I don't know. All right, let's go back up here. Let me see what I missed. Couldn't go back. Oh, you're on a damn business trip. You couldn't go back for the white gold? Come on, man. They said it's slated as a white gold, but no guarantee. Hoping. I hope so. I really do hope for your case. So definitely give me an update if when you do get it, because that means they're holding out on us. If they can just ship you a white gold like that, they got some. They got the presses still working. So we'll see. Bautista says, in reference to my question earlier with the diamond status, Hilton diamond status with Built, he said in November's rent day promo was a status match to Hilton Gold. That's what I did. If you stay for 14 nights before the end of the year, you secure Hilton diamond status until March 2026. Ah, interesting. That's right. Wow. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm just waiting for the day. Like, can we get our Hyatt mattress run? Can we get that again? You guys remember a couple of years ago, they had the built promo with Hyatt. I think you can get Globalist with like 20 nights, literally just 20 nights instead of like the normal 60. I mean, come on, 20 can be so easy to hit. I mean, I didn't even really like go crazy this year with traveling, and we ended up doing, I think, 20 nights between my wife and I, between a lot of different Hiltons, or maybe just shy of 20, something like that. It's like very, very easy, especially like a lot of those guys in that time when they were, you can't really do it as well with Hilton because typically the lowest end Hilton, the lowest end of one you could think about is like 30,000 points. It's very rarely I see 25K anymore like I did few years ago. So it's like if you want to do a mattress run to get 14 nights like Bautista's talking about with the Built for Hilton, I mean 14 nights at 30K, you're spending 420,000 points. I mean, who has that? Nobody has that. But like with Hyatt, you quite literally can get as low as 3,500 points a night. There's one in particular I know, and I think it's in North Carolina near Raleigh. I think it's like 3,500, 5,000 points a night. I mean, to get 20 nights on that, I mean, 100K. I mean, yeah, it's a lot, but it's one chasing business card. But then you get Globalist for the next year plus. I mean, Globalist is very powerful. That's worth its weight in gold, I feel. And even in the subpar experience that I used it in, it was great. Filmo says, I need a second wallet for all these damn Hilton gift cards. Yeah, man, we got to book that Hilton. Oh, you know what? Filmo, you know what we should do? For those of you who know, in the Discord, yeah, I could share it. In the Discord, Venture Capital Discord, link down below. The Puerto Rico meetup. There's going to be a meetup, and there's going to be a meetup here in Puerto Rico down in wait a second. He was able to book it. Oh no. Oh no, did it open up? Wait, hold on a second. We have a meetup in Puerto Rico, November 7th to the 11th. In San Juan. Tell me they opened up the award charts because I thought it was 6 months prior. Hold on. Now I'm nervous. I'm gonna have to do this like immediately. Oh my God. They opened up I thought they opened up 6 months prior. A lot of people want to book the Hilton Caribe. It is opened. Oh my God. Oh no, we have to book this. So all the points of miles people, there's a lot of people booking a lot of different other like Hyatts and whatnot. I think someone booked here. They might have been Chad. But I know for me personally, I want to book this hotel. So, it's beachfront. I know a few people who have stayed here. It's a nice property, 70,000 points a night. Good to know. I'm going to have to book this. With the amount of points I have right now, wow, I actually can't book 2 nights. I'll have to buy some points, but I might have to buy 5,000 points and I'll be able to get 2 nights at least at the Hilton Caribe. And then I'll have to see from there. Wow. Okay. Filmo. We're going to have to book this now before it gets sold out. As soon as I get off, I'm gonna book this. So hopefully you guys don't, all 100 of you watching, you don't go in there and just start booking immediately. If you guys are gonna make it to that meetup in Puerto Rico. I think you can see some of the details here, November 7th to the 11th, 2025. Meetup will be the 8th, T-Mobile District in San Juan. Damn. Oh, I'm gonna have to get on that. Oh God, I can't believe this just happened on stream. You guys better not book it out. I'm gonna be standing there on the beach saying, "Can I stay in someone's room?" And you guys are gonna laugh, and I'm just gonna be, kicking the sand, and I'm gonna sleep on, I'm gonna sleep on the beach. This is what's gonna happen because it's gonna be sold out. I can't believe it opened. That's crazy. CJ said, I think you were platinum. I think if you were platinum status with build, it was only 10 days to secure item status. Cool, instead of 14. Good to know. Mr. Potato, if you value a Hilton free night certificate at just 75,000 points, it's like earning 5 points per dollar spent, in Hilton on the first 15K spend with the surpass on top of the base multiplier. So 8x catch all. That's right. Yeah, you were the one who was getting me to think about that a little bit last stream. So that's what he's mentioning. He's like, oh, for all these properties we just looked at on the stream, a lot of them, we had some that were 60K and some were 120, for a standard room. So you can use a free night certificate there. So if he's just saying conservatively, if it's valued at 75,000 a night, at least whatever value ascribed to that, he's like, well, to me, every dollar I spend towards that 15K to earn that free night certificate on the surpass, which we could probably show here. $15,000 spent on the free nights on the surpass will get you a free night. Then that's some good value. If you just think of it that way, 8x catch all because it's 3x on the typical surpass for anything, and then 5 extra if you value it at that level there. Yes, for sure. I mean, I don't want to. I mean, sorry, I don't think I could. Can I say that? I don't know what I'm actually supposed to say on as a someone public facing. Where is it? Oh, did I get rid of it? Hold on, we'll go back to it because that's how much I hate the property. How about that? Let's see. Let's go back. Folks, if you guys are in Lexington, Kentucky, there's one property I dissuade you to go to. And that is the Campbell House Curio Collection. Look at that. 27,000. It's as much as a true. And I tried to book right across the street here. In fact, I actually tried. I told them on the phone, I was like, can you just take my stay and just transfer me to the true? And they're like, oh no, we don't own the properties, we're just the customer service, we can't do that. I'm like, fine, but I'm gonna harass, I'm gonna call, and I'm gonna get my points refunded. And I did. But yeah, let's look at that. Look at it, and it's a 3.5. I didn't even notice that. I mean, you get lower than trues. I mean, trues are great. Don't get me wrong, but they're, curios are supposed to be more elevated. So the fact that it's like an elevated type brand and it's a 3.5, I mean, is there any other 3.5s here? I mean, the Home 2 is getting 4.5. I mean, come on. I mean, yeah, look at this. There's no 3.5 anywhere. Here's one. All right, here's one. There's Hampton Inn here. All right. But Hampton Inns are known for having their bed bugs, so who cares about that? But that's how you know that's trash. That's based on 1,316 reviews. Oh man, I know this place has been around since the dawn of time, but that's crazy. This one's only had 7. Anyway, yeah. So that's the 1-star. Yeah, screw that. Yeah, they say, oof. Ew, that doesn't sound like a good hotel. Josh says, which one was worse, the Hilton stay or that one creepy? Oh wow, you guys remember that? Yeah, I don't know if you guys don't remember this. I'll kind of TLDR it, but the one, like, I used to stay in Airbnbs exclusively, but there was one stay that I did that shifted me to hotels only. That's how bad it was. And I love my Airbnbs. It was in upstate New York. It was a weird house in the middle of nowhere. We got there at midnight, which doesn't help. I get it, but it was down a really long, dark path in the forest. We get there, park the car, floodlight comes on. I see a silhouette of a man behind me, and he says, "Oh, you made it. You found it," or something like that. I was like, "Oh yeah, you're really in the neck of the woods." He's like, We go in there. There's a bunch of weird artwork, and there's like strange, almost like sexual position dolls in his room. There's a weird like pie under a glass, like it's Fallout 3. The video game. There's an old antique refrigerator, which I'm sure has heads in it. Unfortunately, not to disrespect his wife, because that is her artwork. His late wife, she passed away. Which I make light of it, but it was a sad situation for him. But I think it was many years prior to that. But that was his like homage to keeping her spirit kind of preserved. Um, but he would make weird jokes. Like there was a room that where he was like, "Oh, this is the bedroom where you sleep. If you look at the window up there, is all dirt up there." He was like, "Oh, if you sleep here, it's pretty much it's built into the side of a mountain, so you're pretty much like sleeping 6 feet under." I was like, "Who else would say that but a serial killer?" And I realized once he was like, "All right, y'all, let me know if you need me." Goes up the stairs. There's no door that closes or anything. It's just an easy path. I'm like, he's gonna come down here with an axe. So I said to my wife, we didn't even put our bags down. I said, let's just, yeah. I was like, I don't feel comfortable here. So there was other things that happened, but I'll do a quick TLDR. But I said, screw this. Went to the local Hampton Inn, told them the story of how scared we were, and they gave us a free bottle of wine. And I was like, wow, hotels are awesome. That you give them a bad situation, they make it better with free wine. I was like, all right, hotels only for me from here on out. And this was probably maybe 5 years ago now. Now that I think about it, maybe 4 years ago. Yeah, maybe 4 years ago now. Now that I think about it. So yeah, I don't know what was worse. I don't know. Well, I can't even consider it a stay because I wasn't there more than 25 minutes probably. Within those 25 minutes, I was like, I can't do this. And we've stayed at weird places. We were in the middle of nowhere, Connecticut, and it was like a witch town where there was like pentagrams on the windows and other dolls that were like, oh, you have to put the doll in the window or the front door so no spirits come to you. And I understand there's certain sex for all of that, but SECTS. But I just didn't want to be a part of it. I just said, screw this. But I even stayed there and it was fine. And even though my wife thought there was someone living in the attic, I was like, it's fine. We're fine. This place, I said, we can't stay. We left. We sped out of there. So I can't, I don't know if I had to choose one to stay in. If I had to choose one, well, it's like, do I almost die from an axe murderer or do I almost die from the influenza? Yellow fever from like 1903 or whenever that was. Because that Hilton's that old, and that's what we got when we stayed there. So that's hard. I'd probably stay at the Hilton though. I think I would have a better chance of surviving yellow fever than that guy. Much respect to his wife though. Sorry if we're insensitive. Um, crazy. Yeah, is that good hotels to stay at with points? Hilton Resorts. Okay. So yeah, Don Kim actually he comes in. The Crockford of the Resorts World is great. Yeah, so they have three different. Here we'll bring it up here. They actually have three different sections here. You wouldn't know it just by booking because I think they're maybe not allowed to show. Like it looks as if it's their entire property, but I don't think they're actually allowed to show the front of the property necessarily. Let me see here. So the Conrad. So this is the first one. I know they show the front of it a little bit, but this is Resorts World. It's one of the newest and largest casinos out there, and actually like entertainment arena. Where they do shows and stuff there as well. But it's got a big casino in there too. Resorts World. So there's the Conrad. So you could book the Conrad. You could also book the Hilton. So this is Hilton brand. Same exact hotel, literally same building, just different ends. So CJ booked the Conrad, excuse me. And Sledge booked the Crockfords. So the Crockfords is the highest level one. You could tell just by the difference on the brand. So LXR is one of their highest brands. It's kind of on par with like their Waldorf Astorias, but they're a lot more modern looking. But at least in this case, you can see some of the architecture in that wing and in some of the rooms, or a little bit more modernized. The rooms are kind of standardized because it's the same building, but you can see in actual different hotels out in the world just the difference between LXR, Hilton brand, and Conrad's. But yeah, so he stayed at the LXR. This is giving you $50 per day dining credits. The Hilton brand is giving you 30 a day, and the Conrad's giving you 50 a day. And so if I have a choice, I'm like, okay, it's 61,000 points for the Hilton side or 60,000 the Conrad. Well, I'm going to book the Conrad because I get $20 more per day in dining credits. And actually, does the Hilton even have dining credits? I think it does. So you pay 1,000 less and you get $20 more in your dining credits and stuff like that. Which they had what's the name of it? I forget the name. There's a restaurant in there that you can use it. It's good. So yeah, all three of these are a part of Resorts World. Although Sledge mentions with Crockford's, it was like a crazy experience. So with Conrad, CJ just booked it free, booked the points, 80,000, something like that. And he just went up to his room and it was a nice room. I don't really think that like that. Crockford's, I think Sledge, his room wasn't necessarily ready, but when the time came that he was ready and Sledge was like moving around the hotel, he was looking at the casino, all these different things. When it came time to be ready, he said that he had a staff member actually literally go and follow him, find where he was, and to escort him to his room. Like they actually and he was like, I wasn't even in an easy to find area, something like that. He was like far away, and they went and found him and they brought him all the way up to his room. So I thought that was pretty cool in the level of service. So if there was ever a time like these points went down, then I'd probably book Crockford's just on that anecdote alone. But virtually the exact same experience, I would say, outside of that. So I think that's something to note. Hold on, let me put my tree on. Got a Christmas tree. It just turned off. That's how you know we're getting to the PM. That's the Venture After Hours. So yeah. And Don Kim says Crockford's West has the suites and separate entrance. Book Crockford room and was traded via Amex FHR. Very cool. Yes, that's right. Yeah, there is a separate entrance for that as well. I forgot to mention. And James wants to stay there one day for sure. Did I miss something? Oh, Her, what's going on? 7 Spot, appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. I always love seeing you. I love seeing your name. I still actually don't know how to fully say your name. I would like to hear how you would actually pronounce it, but I just say Herr Munz. I don't know if it's correct, but I think it might be. I like that you write, "Hey, Anthony, I'm going to apply when Amex comes out with the Dunkin' Gold card to prove it. Here's the credit." What? When Amex comes out with the Dunkin' Gold, are you just saying, is this a Dunkin' Gold card? Or are you saying Gold card with Dunkin' credits? Because we know we have that, but to prove it, here's the credit. I'm going to apply when Amex comes out with the Dunkin' Gold. To prove it, here's the credit. Are you saying that you're just going to apply immediately? is that the idea? I mean, if you really love your Dunkin', yeah, go for it. Definitely. But if you're looking for an actual like Dunkin', like the gold, like a VIP card from Dunkin', if that's a real thing, I don't know. Like you're a valued customer. I mean, that's pretty interesting. Maybe. Maybe they'll have that. Maybe they'll have literally. Oh, you just like literally a Dunkin' Gold. Yeah, the Amex Dunkin' Gold card. That'd be cool. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine an Amex Dunkin' Gold card? Oh my goodness, that would be so ridiculous. I mean, that would be. I mean, the Dunkin' credit was already laughable in the beginning when it happened, and everyone was like, "Oh, they're gonna have McDonald's," and it was like Dunkin' not that much better. But if they actually came out with an Amex branded Dunkin', co-branded Dunkin' card, and like a $50 credit per year, oh, that would be so funny. I would love to do that live stream and be there for that. So thank you for that 7 Spot Hair. I much appreciate it. Thank you so much. And look at everybody in here. I've got 100 people in here at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I love it. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. It's good to have a nice little meeting of the minds here, group of people. Let me see here. Okay, so we were talking about that. Let's see. Oh God, no, Bridge, why you always? Oh no, oh no, why we're attacking? We're attacking other countries now. Now we're taking over. Who would go to South Africa? What's next? Haiti, Syria, Afghanistan. It's an L take. Why is that? Oh no. Oh bro. It's all right, Bridge. I don't think he means it. He always comes in hot with a statement, and then I think he likes to rile people up. I think that's what he likes to do. Craziness. Vince says yes on business cards when you're over 524. It was the best thing I ever did. Best thing I ever did was I outside of like getting married and stuff. Best thing I ever did was I was 724 and I said screw it. We're going all business cards this entire year because now I have so much freedom at 224. It's actually kind of crazy. I can't believe we made it. Can't believe we made it to this far, to be honest. I will say though, I do have an inside scoop. I recorded this morning. I have to edit it, probably get up tomorrow, but so my wife applied for another ink card. Don't tell anybody, but she applied for an ink card, and you guys aren't going to like the results. Remember we talked about a month ago where some of the blogs were talking about how they're being a little bit more stringent, and it was like, oh, if you're going from they aggregated about 100 people's data points, and they said, oh, 0 ink cards to 1, 87% chance of getting approved, 1 to 2, 67% chance, 2 to 3 ink cards, 57% chance, a little bit better than a coin toss, 3 and then 3 to 4 was like 18% chance, and then 4 to 5 was 0% chance, right? That's what we saw, and we saw a little bit more changes in what they're reporting, like, oh, what's the revenue? Does that really matter? Or how old is your business? When's the business established date? And all the stuff that we learned this entire year, anybody who's been following along that journey, we learned a lot this entire year. And apparently a lot of the stuff we learned has been slightly invalidated, apparently. So I wanted to put it to the test, and she has 2 in cards. She applied for the 3rd one today, put in all the information as we normally do, and not denied, but also not approved either. And it's waiting. It's in review. So I called Recon or whoever just to say, well, okay, what happened here? What's the deal? Because I know sometimes they'll be like, we're reviewing, but like 3 hours later they say, oh, you're approved, and we're still waiting on the email. We might, who knows, maybe we'll get it. It's also the weekend, so that could have a factor in that as well. I probably should have applied yesterday. Or sometimes they just need like extra documentation, or they want to see some sort of proof or something. So we'll see what the actual issue is. But this is the first time in the last full year, after 6 ink cards, that one of us has been not auto approved. So it happened 1 month after the supposed like lockdowns, not necessarily lockdowns. It's not that crazy yet. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I think there is a world where maybe they've locked down a little bit, given maybe just how much they've expanded, kind of like Amex, where they just gave everybody, platinum card, gold cards. They still are. Maybe they want to tighten a little bit by adding a little language here and there that hurts people, at least our, average people like me and you or whoever is watching. Possibly, in the way that maybe you can stop getting more welcome offers, or we just want people that spend 75,000 a year on my platinum cards to get access to the Centurion Lounge, or at least bring a guest for free, something like that. Might be similar conversations in the world of Chase, where everyone's getting a business card, everyone's getting sole prop through Chase, and now they're tightening ever so slightly. And this has happened in the past where they've tightened a little bit and then expanded a little bit. There were times where there was welcome offer restrictions on the ink cards, where it was like every 2 years you can get a welcome offer. All of a sudden that went away in the last couple of years, and everyone made hay while the sun was shining. So there just might be another ebb and flow to all of that. It might just be one of the values that we're going into, to where it's a little bit more strict. Well, we'll see. I'm going to call again tomorrow. We'll see what happens. But if she gets denied, yeah, I'm going to attribute it to that a little bit for sure. So it's just something to think about. And you guys are at the forefront of it as I'm experiencing it myself. And wait a second, who do we have? Oh, hola, Senor Antonio Ventura. Happy New Year. What's going on, Joe? I appreciate you, man, for being here. 10 spot. Much appreciated. Thank you, sir, for being here with the rest of your gente. Tu gente. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe, for being here. I hope your shoulder is good. How's everything feeling there? I know you had an issue with that. You talked about it on your stream. But thank you for that, man. Thank you. Really appreciate you being here. It's so late. Although I know you don't go to bed till like 2 a.m. Well, you'll call me at 2 a.m. tonight. I'm just kidding. So thank you for that, sir. Oh, Harry, your last name is Mintz. Oh, interesting. Okay, so Harry Mintz. Good to know. Good to know. I will remember that. Trust me. And if I don't, you send the authorities. You attack me. Let's see here. And then, oh man, Jordan. Oh, Jordan rules for credit. Happy New Year. Appreciate you, sir. Wow. Thank you for being here, man. If you guys, you know what, we'll do this. We'll do this real quick while everyone's here. We gotta, we have to take our time out of our day sometimes, show some appreciation. Obviously, everybody knows Joe by now, right? But one guy who's pretty new to this whole game, the guy who just super chatted, I know he's not paying me for this. I mean, technically he is, but this guy, Jordan Rules for Credit. I actually really like his channel. If I was somebody who wanted to invest in a stock of a channel, it would probably be Jordan. I think he's gonna be a big time player very, very soon. You could see the views are already rolling in, and it's for a good reason. He's very laid back, very easy to listen to, and has some very high knowledge on a lot of these different topics. Only not that many videos, and already hitting 100 subs. So that's just a testament to some of the value. But definitely someone to look out for. So definitely appreciate you being here. Really nice guy. So welcome to the whole community. I think. And thank you, Joe, again. Let's look at Joe. Why not? Let's see. Joe unfortunately had an unfortunate situation recently where YouTube took away 200 plus of his subs. He was gonna hit like literally 5K. He was almost at 5K. He would have been at 5K right now. They took away 300 of his subs for whatever reason. He talked to them. He doesn't know why. Apparently, it's an ongoing issue. But they took away 300 subs, and he wanted to hit 5K for the new year. So I feel bad. But Joe, we love you, man. We absolutely love you. Jordan says, no, don't do that. I just want to show. I know. We know, man. We know you're good. Wait a second. But the all-seeing eye is here. How are you supposed to do? Wait, I was gonna do this. I was like, no, you can still see two eye. You could see the the eye. Wait, can we get really? All right, sorry, we're being ridiculous now. So Brian's here. The eye. Appreciate you for being here. Haven't seen in a bit. All right, let's go back up. Let's see what's happening here. This is good. This is good. I'm feeling good. We got a lot of good Hilton talk. Hilton, I love Hiltons, man. It's been it's been my thing for a long time, I think, or at least my wife and I's travels. My Life on Earth says, since you're the coolest, you should talk about Sky Mile dining for Delta. So Delta PP, what is Delta PP? I get a 9X with the Amex Gold. Yeah, I wish I actually have dabbled in that. I know a lot of people have talked about it. Essentially there's a dining program, and I think what you can add in your Amex Gold, kind of like the Built card, and then you can earn a certain amount of miles with Delta for using their dining program, and then also with the Amex Gold for paying with that. I think it's great to be a part of any programs like that. If you could stack points like that, excuse me, like the one Lonnie keeps telling everybody about, the two videos I just released. He loves his United, not only dining portals, but also shopping portals. The shopping portals like MileageX and all those different things. So any portal where you can double dip on all of the points that you're already getting. Like I really loved when Built added some of those neighborhood dining markets and stuff like that, where you can, at least when I was doing that, I know now all of it's restricted to like 3X. So you can go to one of their partnered restaurants, Built, their neighborhood markets in your area. You can eat somewhere, pay through your Built card, whatever, or you can just pay with like your Amex Gold, get 4X back there, and then another 3X for choosing that Built restaurant, whatnot. As long as I think you just have to have your Amex Gold in your Built wallet, and then you can double dip on all of those those points multiplier. So I think that's great. Any way you can stack and earn more points. I've really come to this conclusion. I would love to do. I'm still trying to formulate the best way to frame it, but I really think there's a real connection to the earn more versus save more mentality, kind of like in the world of general finance. But I feel like it can apply very heavily to points and miles, where it's like a lot of people worried about cent per point and getting the most out of the points, making them stretch as much as possible, which you should be doing. However, I think there is a world for people like Lonnie or even me in this last year with my Hyatt points, my Chase points, where if you could just earn a lot, it takes away a lot of the math and guesswork, especially if they're all from welcome offers. If you're hitting them that way, to make really good redemptions and to not look at the actual cent per point calculations for all of them, because essentially if you do the math on what you're spending, maybe $6,000 for 100,000 points on a Chase Ink card, you're immediately getting a solid almost 20% return on spend or something like that. So it's like it's very so then you take that and then your miles go, or your points go even further when you make the redemption. It's like it's very easy to get a good evaluation if you just measure it based on how you earn them, not necessarily just on a redemption alone. But I get you also want to conserve your points so you can make them spread further. So I just think there's a real world where like earning more through these different programs is very valuable. A lot of people in the Discord talk about Rakuten and earning like 100,000 Amex points just by normal purchases. So there's ways to do it. King Sam says, especially Amex business cards that are invisible since you don't get a hard pull. Definitely. Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, the no hard pull, just hit the easy welcome offer. Not easy welcome offer on the Amex business cards, but get a welcome offer. You're not going towards your 524, soft pull, easy money. James has 183,000 on Hilton, 51K on IHG. More than me, man. I think I got like 138 Hilton right now, so you're doing well. Mr. Potato says dining programs are underrated. I've been stacking Amex Gold plus AA plus Built. Yeah, true. I didn't even mention that. I mentioned Gold and Built, but you also can stack that in a way with AA, since they all have the AA and Built has that little partnership. Next card is Amex Business, then Inc., then Aeroplan. And if you hover at 524, you can double dip and have two fall off at the same time. Very true. Very true. Yeah. And that Aeroplan, man, Dugras has been talking about it. If you guys have been catching Dugras' Saturday lives, he likes that Aeroplan card. And they have that that pay yourself back feature, 1.25 on some travel expenses and stuff. It's like, it's pretty cool. I was actually talking about it with Fillmore earlier. It's like, well, if you're going to be booking a business class flight and you have, $500 or $1,000, say it's $1,000 for taxes and fees, and let's just say it's just one ticket, $1,000 in taxes and fees. It should code on the Chase Aeroplan card, if you're, paying for those taxes and fees with the Aeroplan card, for travel. In some ways you can get 3x, or maybe in some cases you get 5, whatever. But at least a few thousand points for that purchase, and then you can use whatever Aeroplan points you have or what have you, pay yourself back a 1.25, and it's like, that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool if you can, maybe redeem 70,000 or 80,000, Aeroplan points for that $100,000, tax and fees on that business class flight. Just something that I've thought about recently. It's good to know. My life on Earth on Hilton dining, not a bad idea to earn extra Hilton points or Hilton dining. Yeah, people don't realize Hilton has their own dining portal too. A lot of these programs do. I think a lot of people don't even know you can actually transfer Hilton points to like other places. Like I think you could transfer Hilton to like Delta, and I think like other airlines and stuff. It's actually pretty interesting what you can do with them. Horrible rates though. I wouldn't recommend it, but it's just something to think about. I know I'm so behind. Roman Echo, I got Sebi instead of Spencer when I type Amex Gold. Oh wow, interesting. Oh, black gold. Yeah, let's have the oil one. Let's have the black gold oil Amex Gold card. That'd be great. Let's see. Davo. I might get the Delta Platinum alongside my current reserve to get Delta Silver Medallion from the MQDs easily. Yeah. That's the easiest way to buy yourself Delta Silver. just get a Delta Reserve, get a Delta Platinum, cool $900 in annual fees. Or no, sorry, $1,000 in annual fees, and you get your instant Delta Silver, since they both have 2,500 MQD head start. That's 5K total, and that's all you need for Delta Silver. So, hey man, something to think about. DC says, wait a minute, meet up in PR in November. That's right before I come back from my next deployment. I need more information. I want to go. DC, man, come in the Discord. It's that's where we're, people are setting it up and everything like that. So yeah, November 8th is the actual meetup. It's gonna be in San Juan. Our good friend Cesar Joel is gonna be pretty much setting everything up for us. So that's pretty cool. And I'm excited. I'm excited to go there. So there, if you come, you could tell me in person to go travel abroad like you always do. Davos says, I don't think they'll disallow it anytime soon. The more you wait, the risk you miss out. But I don't know the future exactly. Yeah, true. I'm so behind. Amex. Oh no, sorry. James says axe murder is more scary. Yeah, that is scary. You don't want to be in that guy's house. That Airbnb, very scary. Save my Hilton points. That place in the future. I'll save my Hilton point. You're not going to go there. Once again, no one is to go to. If I find out you go to the Campbell house, if I find out and I call them and one of you guys stays there, it's over. All right. It's over. We're not friends anymore. It's not going to happen. If you stay there, you go against everything we stand for, and I won't stand for it. I'm just letting you know. The German hair is Mr. Oh, I thought I did think it was German. That's kind of why I have the Munz. I thought it was more like that, but okay. So Herr Mintz. So it's like Mr. Hintz. Or Mr. Mintz. Wow. It's kind of like Mr. Mintz. Maybe we should just call him Mr. Mintz. And what's going on, Joe? Jordan says, is the CSP viable as a dining grocery card if you don't mind online grocery? So yeah, I I happen to have it right. It's literally in front of me. I don't know why. But the way I use it, yeah, I actually have been using it for all. I literally actually been using it for all dining and grocery. If you use Chad's Money Minutes did a video about maybe 2 years ago now. It's a long time ago. But he was the first person that ever showed everyone that you can quite literally use. So basically, the way I'd like to use it, and this works towards a few other places, but essentially, I use it at Publix. And Publix has an online portal where you can, go through your phone and scan a QR code at checkout to pay physically in person for your groceries. That you scan, self checkout, then use your phone, scan the QR code, and it pays through your online account. And if you have your Chase Sapphire Preferred in your online account, that'll actually a code, even though it's in store as an online purchase, thus getting you the 3x back on all grocery spend on your Chase Sapphire Preferred. So that's the way I use it. I only go to Publix now, and I always pay through the phone and with my Sapphire Preferred, and I get 3x on all the groceries. So with that trick, I think it's a perfect grocery card. 3x everything, easy money. And then for dining, yeah, I use it for that as well. And for those of you wondering, to do this little trick as well, you can do it at any Kroger or Kroger subsidiary, I believe. And then I think in some cases, I think that somebody actually said they tested it with like Walmart in some way, or maybe the Walmart, what do they call them? Markets, whatever markets, the smaller ones that typically code as grocery on the Amex Gold card. So I believe anything I think pretty much anything that has an online portal and you can pay that way with a QR code probably can work. It's just that's the only ones I've heard of people actually doing it with. But with that little trick alone, yeah, it's my grocery card for everything CSP. So now I just use it all the time. That's easy money. So once I can't, that's why I've been using that as my grocery card for the last couple months. I've been earning a lot of Chase points with it, and I don't even use my Amex Gold anymore. I mean, it's as good as dead because I'm canceling in February. So I'm already treating it like it's gone. So yeah. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate you. And thank you again for that super chat. And Jordan as well. Chad says, the ink train was great while it lasted. I picked up 3 in the last 2 years. Yeah, for sure. And I don't want to use that language yet. I don't want to believe that it's like while it lasts. I don't want to believe it's done because I don't think so. I think I mean if you think about it, right? If between you and a spouse, you can get comfortably without really any issues, apparently based on the new data, 2 each for the entire year. I mean that's for the whole year. If you're sharing referrals back and forth, that's a cool 500,000 Chase points. I mean that's a lot. That's a lot. That's definitely a lot. So like I think that's easy money. Do I think now having gone through it today where my wife got denied for her, well, sorry, not denied, but in review for her third one, do I think to tighten up a little bit? Yeah, because that hasn't happened yet. So I'm waiting to see. I'm going to record. I'm going to actually record the recon or just the review department because it wasn't denied. I'm actually going to record it. We'll put it on YouTube whenever they actually like have info and see what we can do there to get that to an approval, see what the deal is. I might just wake up tomorrow to an email saying you're approved, so we don't know. We'll see tomorrow though. That'll be good for sure. So yeah, I don't want to say it's over, but I think it's just good. I think it's good. We made hay. What's going on, Jake? What's popping? DNC train boys, Aspire card holder here. If I eat at a Hilton for lunch, will I receive 14x on the bill, even if I didn't have a room? So the answer is yes, if that restaurant that you're eating at the Hilton is owned by Hilton. So I guess maybe just be safe. But there have been times where like you go to pay and it's like where was that? I think it might have been in Boston. I think it was like a Matador. I think was it called that? I forget. But there was a restaurant. And this is a lot of different. There's not just that one. There's a lot of Hiltons that the restaurant on site is not owned by Hilton, and it codes as its own restaurant. So you're just going to get your normal restaurant, multipliers. But there are a lot of cases where Hilton actually will own the on-site restaurant. I think actually, oddly enough, at a lot of just Hilton brand Hiltons, more often than not, I don't know why, but I've seen that they have the in-house restaurants that are owned by the company itself. So if that is the case, then yes, if it's owned by them. It should code as the 14x, much like like even if you don't have a room and stuff like that. Because I've had times where I didn't have a room and I just went in and bought like as a test, because I've tested these things before because I had these questions, and I would just go to the downstairs market or the downstairs bar. You buy a drink or you buy like a snack or a water bottle. um in fact, I actually used my Surpass once for that, or her Surpass, and I actually got, since it had just rolled over to giving me like the $50 hotel credit that the Surpass has, bought the alcohol in there, or the snacks or whatever, or the water, and it actually came off. I actually got the hotel credit back in and itself, and earn the multipliers, the 12x, or wait, is it 12x? No, the 7x, or what is it actually for the Hilton cards? Is it 7? No, it is 12x. Yeah, for the Surpass, 12x on those certain things. So that's what I would say. Mileage may vary, but make sure that it's owned by the Hilton. So that it will code such as a Hilton, in that way, because that's the way I've done it, and that's what kind of worked. Just make sure if it's owned by someone else, then bam, you're not going to get that. You're just going to get normal restaurant stuff. So just as a heads up, something to think about. Something to think about. And that's why I was like, with the Hilton service, before we were thinking about gift cards and all those different things, I was like, that's why I was testing it. I was going in. I was like, can I buy something from the bar? Can I buy a little snack? Can I buy a water bottle? I haven't. I didn't try it yet because I ended up just getting gift cards. But actually eating at the restaurant, and I was like, maybe just once a quarter, me and my wife can go out to a nice restaurant that's owned by Hilton, hopefully, um, and then just use our $50 credit there. Kind of like the Amex Gold Resi credit that's going to come back in a couple days. Which for you guys, it's the end of the year. Remember, if you haven't used your credits, man, you got your Amex, Platinum card. If you have your FA, your hotel credits, you have your airline credits, buy your United Travel Bank, buy your FHR hotel or hotel collection hotel, into the new year, whatever the credits you got. Amex Gold, I just used them today. My second to last time using them for the rest of, maybe not time, but for a while. Use all your credits before the year ends. You don't want to lose out on that money. I've done it. I've booked hotels like today, like December 28th. I booked FHR hotels like today for, in the future. And luckily it did post, and I did, I did get my full credit for that year. But there, it very easily could have waited an extra day to post, because it's not on the day that you buy. You could buy a hotel right now and it's Saturday, and the charge won't actually post until maybe January 1st, for some reason. Maybe it's the 29th and it's like a Friday, and then it doesn't post till like January 1st, Tuesday or something like that. Who knows, or Monday. And if that does post on, the following year, that's going to be counted towards the following year, and you lose your credit, and then you're going to get 200 back, but it's going to be for the following year, which sucks. However, I did hear somebody complain on the Amex chat, like they chatted in on the phone, and they actually did get their credit somehow. I had never heard that before, but I heard it recently. Somebody was like, it didn't post until, like, I charged it on the 29th, that, it posted on the following year. I think I read it somewhere, I forget. And they said they actually called in and they chatted, and they were like, I think they gave it to them or something like that. I think that was the moral of their story, but I don't think that's always going to happen. But something to think about nonetheless, just in case. So for sure. Chad says, stack, stack, stack. I wish the Chase shopping portal was as well developed as SWA. Oh God, I'm such an idiot. What is SWA? Is that just Southwest Awards? Is that what that is? What an idiot I am. He doesn't know. Yeah, but for sure, there's a lot of portals that are very nice. And he says Chase points are better than all. Wow. Filma says, well, just book the Caribe. Not even sure I'm staying there yet. Yeah, man, we got to book it before it all, goes out. I'm going to literally, I can't forget. I need to literally, bam, I need to go, and I need to book that right after we get off. Oh, Chad, such an interesting thing he talked about. And this is on Dugras. So shout out to Dugras, his stream this morning. He was talking about how Chad was talking about he has a Disney vacation timeshare there, Disney Vacation Club, and he has a timeshare with Disney, and he essentially paid off the entire balance on his loan, which was $10,680. And they allow principal only payments on cards. Chase codes as travel, so he was using his Aeroplan cards. This way, he got his whatever it is. I think was it 3x or is it 5x on the travel category. So he got like 3 or 5x on that 10,000 spent. So solid 50,000 points. And he got all those back. But I guess theoretically, since it does code as travel, if he had, I mean, what would that take? Is that a million or like 800,000 aeroplane points at the 1.25? You could have, paid yourself back for that purchase and paid off your loan with, 800,000, airplane points. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So something to think about. So I thought that was pretty cool. The air, Mr. Mintz, I tried to remember. The airplane car is a gem for sure. For sure, I'll have to get it one day. The black gold, if black gold is oil, then wouldn't that already be an Amex Centurion? I mean, good point. Yeah, Vincent, you're always finding the little cracks there. You're right. Yeah, there's a lot of blind spots. That's true. That's true. Oh, James says not the Campbell House. Oh, okay. Sorry. Sorry. Right. I didn't want to attack you there, but yeah, go to the resort store. That's cool. James says I use CFU as my catch-all. Very nice. Cool, cool, cool. Pubs are the best. Let me see here. Oh, Platinum OG. I got 11 inks while I was going, and my wife got 2. Oh, oh, oh my God. 11. Oh, I really wish I should get a soundboard here where we just have like anybody mentions the ink train, just like just have it going. That'd be fun. Maybe we got to do that. Maybe we got to get a soundboard. Don't think about it. That's crazy. That's insane. Wow, you killing it. Josh says you may or may not be able to get 3x on groceries at Walmart depending on the day. Walmart coded as groceries on my Freedom Flex when I ordered some CDs online through PayPal. Interesting. And you know what? I think I actually have heard that as well. Maybe it was you who said that last time. So that's good to know. But definitely Publix, definitely Kroger and subsidiaries, I would say. Definitely. Let me see here. Hey, what's going on, Jason? Best approval odds for Wells Fargo Tune City Custom Cash Capital and Saver One will be at 16312 in April 2025 when I plan on applying. Last card was Amex Green in December 2024. Oh, you actually go on to say, oh, wait, whoa. Andrew, the Matador restaurant in Walmart. Oh my God, that is so crazy. Imagine, I could just say, any, I literally, that is such like a niche. Like, I feel like that's not something you should normally know. That is so friggin' funny. Literally in Walburn, Boston. It was I think might have been one of my first hotels I ever booked on points, like Hilton points. I can't believe that you recognize that, the Matador restaurant. Like, I think that one, it's its own thing. I think it's a chain out there, right? Unless I'm mistaken, I think it's like a chain. So it's not a Hilton owned thing. So you don't code, something like that. But it was like the first one that came to mind. I could have just said Jose Andres, Michelin star and then Waldorf. It's like, they don't own that. But yes, that in Walburn, I was there. That was about 5 years ago. About 5 years ago. So I wasn't even a person yet. I wasn't on YouTube, so I wasn't even alive. So that's so funny. Wow, that's so crazy. You guys have been everywhere. Jason, and you were denied Capital and Saver One in April 2024 and City Premiere in September 2024. I mean, it's hard to say. I've never had a Wells card. I never had a City card. Have had Capital One cards. The fact that you were denied the Capital One card, I mean, so wait, you're at 16312 and 924 in April 2025 when I'm planning on applying. I don't know. I really could not tell you. I could not tell you what has better odds for you personally. I haven't had real experience with those first two. Just Capital One. In fact, what Capital One denied you kind of sucks, but I guess from what I've heard from people, I would imagine it's just as easy to get the Wells versus City. Maybe you guys can help me out in the chat here. It's something I want to learn, definitely. But no, I'm sorry. I could not give you any more insight on that. Just given I haven't done it, and I just haven't gotten enough data points. I mean, I haven't had, like, I will say, I've never heard of anyone having any issues, despite some of their inquiries and their status and all that, getting denied, like the Attune or the City Custom. Like, I haven't heard that yet. In fact, a lot of people have a lot of City Custom caches, via applying or product change. So I would imagine your odds are fairly good regardless of some of your statuses, but that's my layman thought. But yeah, unfortunately, I do not have more info on that. You also decided to get the Amex Green earlier this month since I have some spend coming up, and figured the Amex Green is due for a refresh. Also, can now change my $90 in Rakuten cash into 9K MR. Very nice, nice. You could use that. You can convert that over. I actually didn't know that you can just earn in Rakuten cash and then convert it to MR. I thought it was like one or the other. I thought you like had to earn MR at inception, and then that was it. But that's good to know. You can do that. Yeah, it is due for a refresh, but I don't know if it's getting refreshed. I mean, they refreshed back in 2020. I think it literally was April 2020 or March, maybe May 2020. Yeah, it might have been March 2020. So it's been coming on. Yeah, it's coming on 5 years now. So it's been a while. I just don't know if it is. I don't know if it is. We'll have to see. Not sure. DC says, I just joined the Discord. Don't really know what I'm doing. First time using that, but I saw a sledge, so it must be legit. Yeah, man. Listen, we got almost 600 people in there. Basically, this is the Discord. How do we get rid of this? I actually don't know. So this is the Discord. There's a whole bunch of different things here. Here's the main chat. Let's talk credit cards. Whole bunch of folks talking about a million different things, all related to credit cards, myself included. We have off topic for other topics. We got travel, we have investing. We have a million different things that people like to talk about. So, but up above is the meetup. Wait, where is it? Yeah, up above is the meetups here. So we have the New Orleans one, and then we have Puerto Rico coming up. So that's kind of how you navigate a little bit. So yeah, enjoy, stay a while, treat yourself, have some fun in there. Let's see here. What is that? Oh, something happened? Vaguely related to travel, but a plane just crashed at Maui International Airport, South Korea. So many airplane crashes recently. Oh, geez. That's horrible. Unfortunately, it showed up in my Google landing page on my phone. 23. Yeah, man. It's just so scary. So scary, man. I hate to hear it. I hate to see it. This is why I'm always so afraid to go on planes, too. I'm like, man, I get it. I get there's a million flights going a day, but it's just so, man, just have to be that one. That's horrible. That's horrible. Yeah, we saw the one. It was in Azerbaijan. That's how you say it. And, some other countries. Pretty crazy. Really, really insane. On a lighter note, Mr. Potato says Publix chicken tender subs. that's important. Absolutely. Chad Pennycup says airplane card 10% bonus plus 20% transfer bonus times the 1.25 cents per point with this pay yourself back cash out equals money. Not to mention the sign up bonus was 100K airplane points and the 10K loan payment 10K loan payment counted towards the sub. That's great. That's amazing. Vin says, what's the longest ink train out there, i.e. number of approved ink cards? I have to say 11 with Platinum OG is pretty high. Have I heard of high? I mean, anecdotally, you see on Reddit and like Facebook, people are like, so and so had 20 plus, before things happen. But you don't, do you have proof of it all? I mean, I don't know why they would lie about it, but I don't know. But 11, I would say, at least that can be proven. That from Platinum OG might be the highest that I've heard. That is pretty crazy. Normally, people cap out like where I'm at, like 4. That's it. I heard plenty of people getting 8, 10, something like that, or maybe not 10. I heard a lot of people get like 5 to 8, something like that. So yeah, for sure. Andrew says, I live in the next town. And by the way, it's Woburn. Come on, man. It's bad. All right, I don't even have to go into that. But yeah, Woburn. Why is it Woburn? But it's W-O. See, like in Chinese, when you speak Chinese, W-O is wall. It's just wall. It means I in Chinese. So I just pronounce it like Woburn. But yeah, okay, Woburn. Woburn, Boston. We could do it. I wonder if Bill Boer is there. That'd be interesting, right? I know 11 for. Oh, Luke has 11 inks. Really? I didn't know that. Luke's got 11. Damn. Hey man, Platinum OG. I just went back to the folder of closed credit cards. There's 13. Okay, so never mind. 13. Platinum OG is in the lead with 13 inks. Wow. Is there, including the 2 I still have? My wife also has 2. Wow. So does that mean 15 between you two? Oh man. Joshua got denied for the city custom cash at 0.24 at excellent credit with 3 accounts, 2 at 4 years old at one. Okay, good to know. See, I wonder why. So, like, what's the deal there? Are there rules that I'm just really unaware of because I just never dabbled in them with city that they're stringent on approvals in some way? Would love to learn. I would definitely love to learn. James is off. Take care. And Joe Bruno is going to help you out. Thank you for being here, James. Appreciate you. Wait, am I like? I didn't I answer this earlier? Didn't I see you write that earlier? Is CSP a viable dining grocery travel card in 2025? You know what? Well, let's just go through it again. Oh, you know what? You added on travel. You added on travel to that. So you guys heard already my, you know, Chad's trick with Publix and online grocery with the 3x on the Sapphire Preferred, dining for everything and travel. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, do people really care about like travel multipliers for the most part in like typical, like I know a lot of us like to talk, you know, we're leaning more, like I'm starting to lean more, trying to lean more towards, you know, paying cash for some hotels that give us some no, you could, Jordan. You know, I'm just thinking. But you know, leaning more towards like a MasterCard, you know, FHR, these types of programs. I like that. Um, you know, so I'm like, but I also just wonder, like, for everybody else to, you know, I don't know. I just, maybe personally, I'm just never buying anything like outside of those times and outside of maybe taxes and fees on flights and whatnot. I mean, where else am I using a travel? Like, where else do I need a travel multiplier? Like, other than those times where I'm paying cash for hotels and the taxes and fees, I just try to think, where else do I use it? Like, I don't really do much else. Like, you know, I mean, I guess there's a world, but you know, some of my like ink cards and stuff get 5%, or like Bill can get, you know, a certain percentage back on like Lyft rides when I'm out traveling. But I'm just trying to think what else. I mean, I get some people taking trains and stuff, and maybe they want, you know, multipliers for that, but I just never really consider it. I don't know. I just never think about it. Maybe it's a blind spot. Maybe it's something I'm not thinking about. Um, but what kind of setup you thinking about, or is this going to be a video? You never know. You never know. You think through it, and there's always a video there. Planet Emoji says, "I'll join the Discord and post my 13." Thanks. Yes, absolutely. We want to hear it. We want to hear it. Kid Kat says 3x also works on Kroger and Major and App. Or I guess some people say Meyer. However, you'd just be better off getting a dedicated grocery card for ease of use. Yeah, definitely. Kroger and all their subsidiaries. Didn't know about Major though. That's good to know, or Meyer. Yeah, so a dedicated grocery card. Yeah, I was actually thinking about it this morning. I was like, you know, yeah, I'm getting all these 3x on my Sapphire Preferred through Publix, you know, through the physical in store thing. But I was trying to think, how much do I have to spend to actually outweigh the annual fee? And you know, at 3x, it's, you know, it's $3,000 in grocery spend, which, you know, I may or may not hit every year. I might just break even in. I'm not really too sure. Um, I don't really know. I'm somebody that actually is like technically taking advantage of the $50 hotel credit every year, so that like helps a little bit. But it's just there because I just constantly this whole year have been getting points through inks. Um, yeah, and pretty much just inks, yeah, or just, you know, earning points on all ink unlimiteds or just the welcome offers. Occasionally referrals, which, you know, it's either my wife or some of you guys maybe who are watching have used it, which I salute you. But I'm just like constantly trying to aggregate and put them all on the Sapphire Preferred, so this way I can, you know, I just like to have them all in one place. I don't like seeing a couple points, you know, here and there. I just like to move them all to the CSP. So I like to do that, you know, and then I like to be ready to move it to Hyatt or wherever. So I just, you know, I get it, it's smart, you know, smarter me would probably say, you know, just downgrade the Sapphire Preferred to Freedom Unlimited, and just, you know, or Freedom Flex, actually for me, be better with the Flex, and then just keep it. And then whenever I actually go to want to go hard with transferring some points out via transfer partners, okay, now upgrade back to the Sapphire Preferred. But I don't know, the way I look at it is like I got 100,000 points three and a half or 3 years ago on my Sapphire Preferred. I mean, that welcome offer paid for the annual fee so many times over. It's not even close. um and next November, I'm going to get another one. And hopefully next November, they bring back They bring back 100,000 points again on Sapphire Preferred. I am downgrading my CSP and applying for a new one, baby, because the 48-month cooldown. I cannot wait to apply for a CSP again and to get another hopefully 80, 100,000 points, something like that. So that'll be fun. Next November, it's coming out. Be there or be square. Wait, what was Filmo says 1/125 is ink day at Casa de Filmo. Oh man, he's going for it. Filmo's gonna go for an ink unlimited, I think, on 1/1. That's pretty good. Hell yeah, man. Hopefully we got approved for the R1 today. I already saw that. A New Year ink day stream. Hell yeah. Absolutely. Unless you mind the extra steps, it also wouldn't be viable at stores without an app. You can use it in stores. They have a QR code for a buyer. I should probably go see that. I have one near me. Let's see. Jason says, just wait for Chase to offer the 5x gas grocery on the Freedom Flex, Freedom Limited first 12 months, as long as you're under 524 and haven't gotten the CFU or the Freedom Flex in the last 24 months. I mean, honestly, if truthfully, knowing kind of what I know now and having gone through the ink train this whole year, I really do foresee a world where if they do come back out with the matching offer, which I don't know if they will. For those of you who don't know, the CFU, the Chase Freedom Unlimited, last year around October, they had a matched offer. So like every multiplier on the Unlimited was doubled. So like, instead of 1.5x on everything, it's 3x on everything. 3x dining, 6x on dining, 5x on travel. Now it's 10x on travel. And so you spend on the card the entire year, and now people are just now starting to get their points matched. So at the end of the year, Chase will match all of your points and send it to you to get to those effective multipliers. However, when they came out with that offer, I don't think they necessarily foresaw how many people would apply for it, because a lot of people got it because it's a great offer. And and it was so great, in fact, that they actually had to nerf it because, well, the original offer did not have any language to state that there's a max. Right now, if you go, I might even be able to find it. Let me see this, because this is something good to know for you guys if this ever comes up again, and you'll know what to look for, because this is insane. That happened because CJ sent me something, so I'll give you that info. Let me see here. So right now they're just showing the offer. Yes, okay, so here's the offer. So there's two offers running right now on the the Chase Freedom Unlimited. So right now, let me we'll leave that up. So the first one is 250 bonus after 500 spend. So cool, 50% return on spend. Okay, cool. However, let's see here. However, the other offer that's currently available is you get an extra 1.5%. Oh, this isn't actually that offer. Is this an offer? Come on. Why doesn't it show anything? Never mind. I don't think this is the one. No, this is not the one. Well, the typical offer now is you add 1.5% on everything else. Did that offer go away? Maybe it did. I actually think maybe it's still on my website here. If you guys didn't know, I got a silly website now. Look at that face. Look at that. That's great. But if you click this yellow button, you can see here with this link, earn an extra, and my website's AnthonyVenture.com, by the way. Earn an extra 1.5% on everything you buy on up to 20,000 spent. So that's the main caveat. But when this matched offer first came out, and remember, this is different. This is just 1.5 on everything. So 6.5 travel instead of 10, which is the matched offer. 4.5 on dining instead of 6, which is the matched offer. But they didn't have that language of up to 20K. So like I guess technically if you spend all 20K on the 3x, everything else category, it's just 60,000, points that you're getting at the end of the year. However, what happened with that original offer was that there was no language, so people literally spent like $100,000, and even more, because I saw somebody on Facebook. They were like, "Oh, am I getting my points?" They eventually got their offer matched, and they literally showed their account with like 700,000 Chase Old reward points, and like quickly thereafter, they only put that offer out for like a month. I made a video on it. People jumped on it. And then they took it away, and then they added this new one, which is like 1.5 extra with the 20K cap, because I guess they didn't realize how many people will go crazy for that offer. I still do think I still do like this offer. I mean, theoretically, I would apply for this. Like, if I knew I couldn't get any more inks and I'm not going for any business cards, and no other cards I want to go for, I might actually apply for a Freedom Unlimited. In one way, some people might mention like, you might as well just take the 250 offer. It's like spend 500, get the 250. It's 25,000 points. You're cool. But I really learned the importance of using one card for a long amount of time. Like, I've been using my Ink Unlimited for 1.5 and everything. Can't believe how many points I rack up just from normal spend, which I'm so used to just getting welcome offers. All right, 3x on everything is pretty cool. But if that matched offer ever did come back out again, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, we just go ham with it. Josh says that unlimited double points ended right as I started to take the credit card game more seriously. Yeah, man. Some people hit, some people didn't. I will say the only downside that I think not and many people think about with one of those offers, those Freedom Unlimited offers, is, well, one, it's powerful. But one thing you do have to remember is, yes, these cards do have their 24-month cooldown period, right? So if you're on the Freedom Unlimited, yeah, I can't find it real quick. But the Freedom Unlimited, basically every 24 months, you can get a new welcome offer, much like the Sapphire Preferred, you get one every 48 months, so double the time. But with this double points offer, well, I guess the idea is you can get your bonus, a new bonus, 24 months after you receive the first bonus. So not when you applied for the card. So if you go for the standard offer, spend 500, get 250 back. If you get your bonus after the first month, you spend 500 in 1 month, you get 250 back. Cool. Okay, now you got your bonus a month later. Now the timer starts. So that's 24 months from the time you got your bonus, 2 years after that. Okay, cool. With this double points offer, since everything in the bonus is being matched at the end of the year, theoretically, you spend all of your points. Maybe you get it today. It's November. What the hell? No, it's December. Spend it today. It's December. This is recorded. It's not a live stream. It's December. Wait an entire year. Okay, following December. Now you got your match points. Okay, cool. Now I got the bonus. So now it's 2 years after the bonus, which theoretically makes it 3 years after you got your original card. So there's something to think about where it's like you're adding on, unless you're somebody that took 3 months to hit the $500 and spend, you got your bonus in the third month. 2 years after that, okay, you're missing out on 9 months, something like that. But something to think about. Something to think about. How many people are really rinsing and repeating Freedom Unlimited? I don't know, but just something I thought about once some people are getting the bonuses and talking about it and thinking about it. I was like, yeah, that is a cooldown timer. That is true. That is a cooldown timer of an extra at least 9 months and a max a year, which I think might trip some people up. Kit Kat says, man, I wish I could spend $3K on groceries. Crying, laughing emoji. We just dropped $37.90 on a full cow on our butcher. Oh my goodness. Kit Kat, you're playing some crazy games over there in life. You got too many people to feed. You spend $3,000 on one cow? Jeez. I mean, if I think about it, I don't know. I probably realistically spend, if I'm being honest with myself, probably about $200 a month at the butcher, and then probably an extra 100, maybe 150 at Publix. So I think I think I really am spending maybe 4,000 a year between my wife and I would say, to be safe, conservatively, maybe 4,000 a year. But butcher could only earn 1.5. Publix earns 3. But that's crazy. 3,000 on oh my goodness. Whew. But you're feeding like 11 people, it's just me and her. And we just eat like one meal a day for the most part. OGM says, hey, Anthony, I'm thinking of applying for the Hawaiian Airlines and AA Advantage Aviator cards at the same time, but I'm currently at 424 at the moment. Should I apply for the Hawaiian card first because of the 624 rule? So let's bring them both up here. Let's see here. So you said, let's bring up the good offer, the Get My Hawaiian card, the one where you can just make one purchase and get the welcome offer. And then what was the other card? You said the Advantage Aviator card, which is this one here. Boom, boom, boom. Do my little calculations. So where is it? Bam. All right, so you're talking about this one, right? You got the Aviator card, which is Barclays, and the Hawaiian Airlines credit card. So I guess in one way, wait, oh yeah, we're on the correct. Wait, yeah. Oh, weird, huh? For some reason, I thought it was business for a second. So they're both Barclays. So I mean, technically, you're both beholden by that 624 with Barclays, right? But so I would just say in this case, I mean, you really it's a toss. I mean, it really doesn't matter. I mean, they're both beholden to the same rule. So it's like, I guess yeah, you really won't have any issues since you're at 424, right? So you could just get both of them. I don't think you'll have any issues. I guess if you really were trying to be like really nervous about it, like you're really unsure, whatever card you think is better, for your situation. In your case, I don't know where you're flying and all these different things. I would say probably Hawaiian personally, since they're a little bit more because I'm assuming you're taking your Hawaiian and going over to Alaska via the whole merger. So in that case, your 70,000 miles will take you farther, I think, in Hawaiian versus just being locked into AA. So if you're trying to decide like which one to go for first based on just safety, yeah, I'd probably go Hawaiian. I would say it's a lot more just open, for use. And then, but honestly, you could just apply for both same day, and you know, I think you'll be fine. Why does it say female doing yoga? Oh, and I think you'll be fine regardless. I don't think that's anything I would worry about personally. So, oh, did I not show? Yeah. So everything I said is correct. Although, there is something to think about though. I still stand by the Hawaiian first if you're just trying to be safe. But I thought I just read that there's an 80,000 point offer on this card. So wait, don't apply for the 60. I thought there was an 80 somewhere. I thought I just read that somewhere. I don't know. Well, that's the business. Thank you for your interest. I mean, your offers it. Wait, offers expired. Is this just like saving my cookies from when I applied for it, or is there no more? Oh no, this. Oh, never mind. That's not the Hawaiian one. Why am I looking at that? Let me see here. No, this is from 2022. Where did I read that? I read that somewhere. I swear, I saw somebody mention that this card had 80,000. This is October. No, I saw it. Is this it? December 11th? What am I mistaking here? Where was 80,000? Oh, is it? No, I don't think it was the business card. I think it was this one. I think it was the standard aviator. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's something to think about. Maybe you guys know, but I don't know. If nothing else, then the standard 6K is fine too, I guess. Something to think about. But yeah, I don't think you have any. I don't think you have any issues whatsoever, given your section. Thanks, Anthony, for your take. If y'all see the 80K offer the person, send me a link. I don't know. I don't think I'm just throwing it out there. I thought I read that in the Discord. See, that's why the Discord's so good, because you get so much info, and like some things aren't applicable, and I just read all of it, so I just have it in my head, but I don't have all the facts, and I'm not the person that sent it. And I don't always look into everything because I'm just not interested in it, but I just see it. So if like you're a person that could jump on it and you see some of the Discord, you could just jump on it. So that's why I love it. So that's yeah, if you guys see that, and no problem. Yeah, I don't think you have any issues whatsoever. Jason said, FYI, I got approved for the A Advantage Red Aviator MasterCard at 2/6, 6/12, 6/24 in July. There is also a 70K offer. Oh, so is it 70K then? Maybe it's 70K. Hmm. Hmm. Interesting. 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 Well, Mr. Potato got 80K on it recently. I've seen 70K. Okay, so just know that there is a higher offer. There is one. Okay, so there is one. So don't lose out on 10K points. Andy Gomez, my Hawaiian Airlines card is for 80,000. Really good to know. Oh my God, I didn't even remember. I still got to send in my stuff for the Hawaiian Airlines business card. I really just don't freaking feel like it. I don't want to send my stuff in the mail. I know I really should. Oh God. 424, you can get both as the pull will be the same unless you care about the Chase personal cards. It's probably fine. Yeah. 100% what Matt said as well in conjunction. And Matt says, I'll just get the Hawaiian biz. Honestly, get all three. I mean, who cares, I'm just kidding. I just got the Hawaiian Airlines with one purchase and Aviator with one purchase. 715 score both on the same day. Yeah, I think that's kind of the way to do it, personally. And I still have to make the one purchase on the stupid Hawaiian Airlines credit card. I still haven't. It's still sitting in the package here. Literally. Look at that. Still sitting there. Have not taken it out of the package yet. But I don't know. I'm waiting for the right purchase to spend like $1 on or something. All right, let me see here. I want to get back to KitKat says works out to be $6 per pound. So on some cuts, totally trash, but on some things like steaks, prime rib, and brisket, it's a steal. Yeah, what's your cent per point on butcher meat there? It's good to know. That includes meat and processing. Good to know. KitKat always makes me feel better about my $2.50 week grocery bill. Wow, Philmo. Wow. Jordan says, is there any chance we get what we all want for CFU? Replace overlapping categories with the flat 2x and everything? I guess if it's working for Chase, why would they change? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's interesting. Well, I think it's also interesting that the offer does give you 3x and everything for the first year and up to 20K spend. Like, I wonder if there's some math that we can do somewhere in the back end that states like, oh, the limit before they start losing money somehow on acquisition cost and how much it would pay to get a customer and all those different things. It's like, oh, after 20K at 3x, that's when they lose money or something like that. But if they could do 3x at a year at 20K max, I mean, why not? Why not just get it at 2x and just like cap it at 10K a year? People would love that. Some people won't. Some people be like, it's stupid, but at least you get 2x, just get multiple of them. So yeah, so it's interesting, Jordan, for sure. Let me see. Yeah, I got all the information I needed from your Hawaiian Airlines credit video. Thank you, Andy, for sure, absolutely. Yeah, business for that. 80K was the city card, not for the Barclays. Okay, so maybe I saw. Oh, city, I didn't read that. Not the Barclays version. Okay, so maybe that's what I saw. Maybe I'm wrong. Crazy. Manav, Desai, I am 312. Should I apply for the Hawaiian Airlines card or am I going to get declined? My TransUnion is 747. Experience. No, you won't get declined with for a credit score or anything like that. You're 312. What's your? How many cards in the last 2 years? Are you above 624 like they like to mention? If you're above 624, you get some denials. If so, then maybe not. Maybe you won't be able to get it. But yeah, what is that? What's your 24 status there? That's what we need to know. So for the 50 card, points is points and no personal card added. You're saying the benefit of the business card versus the personal. That business is a little annoying though. Macklin says, "Dear Wells, take the crown. It's yours for the taking. So many pretenders." Oh man, Wells. Hey man, Wells. You never know. Platinum OG, I just got the single purchase Hawaiian offer. Spent it on a $7 ticket for blowing through the toll booth with no tag in my Corvette. The $7 for 70K miles makes the math easy. That is hilarious. I love that. blowing through a toll booth in a Corvette with no no plates in the car. Oh my goodness. $7 for 70K miles. See, like that's something I would love. I would love to include in a video. I can't do that because like people will attack me in the comments, be like, "You're blowing a toll booth, you're stealing from the city." Because I have one nearby that nobody goes down. It's a toll booth that like nobody goes down. It's like you don't even have to use it to get to where you want to go. You just take another road. It's in the middle of nowhere, and you just randomly stumble across it sometimes. And I have been hit with it. I've been hit with fines with it like a few times. And one time I almost went through it and I was like, screw this. And I backed up like a mile, like a half a mile. And I got back where I was going. So I screw that. But that might be a good video. Just blow through it. But it'd be like a $30 fine, I think, or $20. Or not the plates, yeah, the tag. But that's funny. That is so funny. Oh my god. Could you imagine? Make for a great video. What would be the most ridiculous thing to do a one purchase on? I don't know. I have to think about it. I'd really have to think about it. And like I would mention that like in the math. I'd be like you said, $7 for 70,000 miles makes sense to me. Yeah, I don't know. Like a mini golf? No, that's Stupid. Something else. Don Kim says, and they would recommend the picanha cut. Never heard that from the butcher shop. Famous cut in South America, known as top sirloin, cap here in U.S. Oh, okay. So top sirloin is that interesting. Um, okay, yeah, I could do that. Normally we get the petite sirloins that they have here, so smaller versions, but they're pretty good. I think we get it for like $10 a pound, which is actually not bad. That's like a solid dinner. So $5 for each of us. Obviously, we're not splitting every single steak. We're like, all right, give me $5. But no, that's all right. Good to know. Maybe we gotta grab some top sirloin caps here. We'll see. I'm not really familiar. I'm still fairly new to the whole butcher game. My wife made me aware that it's only like 3 months in, or wait, 4 months, 4 or 5 months. I don't know, something like that. Spaith, what's going on, Spaith? Future Amex Platinum credit, municipal parking violations. Yes. Honestly, don't wait. Amex, don't park irresponsibly without it. Oh my goodness. Oh, that would be great. That would be so great. There's been plenty of times where, I was like, I just need, screw this. I'm going in here for a second, take the fine, something like that. What's funny? I remember when I was in New York, when I was living in New York. So I used to be a driving teacher. Some of you may know I used to teach people to drive in New York, and so basically I would have that car all the time. So that was my car. I used that to pick up because sometimes the lessons would be 7 a.m. So I'd get up, drive to the house 6:30 to 7, 7 to 8 for the lesson. Sometimes they have road tests, go late at night. So I took it home. But when I could take the sign off, it was all magnets. So I took the sign off, put it in the trunk at the end of the day, so nobody would steal it, whatever. But sometimes I would drive just on my off time, just driving around, hanging out, cruising. I would put the sign on because when you have this driving school sign on, you have like complete immunity. So, so this because like when I'm teaching students how to drive, they can do anything. I've had people cut people off, drive up on sidewalks, crash into parked cars, knock mirrors off, anything you can think of, like cross into the opposite lane, barely merge on a high. Every possible near death, near accident you could think of, I've been in it via be my time as a driving teacher. But because of that, and at least in New York and Staten Island, they knew that. Whenever you had the sign on top of the car, you just never got pulled over. Doesn't matter if you were speeding. So some of the kids were speeding, 50 on a 30. I'm like, what are you doing? And then I got to hit the brake on them. Never got pulled over once with a student in the car. But I also was technically never pulled over. I was pulled over once when I had the car. I blew a stop sign by accident once. And they were like, "You're a freaking driving teacher? You're teaching kids?" Listen, the stop sign was like it was literally an L. Okay, there was nothing here as a wall, nothing here as a wall. It's just a stop sign here. There was only one way to go after the stop sign. It was like nobody. Like I'm not gonna put myself. The cop already degraded me for my explanation. Um, but that was the one time I got pulled over. But every other time, you just never got pulled over. So like times where like you don't know you're rushing around. Sometimes you can just park it anywhere and they don't know if you're going to pick up a student or if there's an issue with a student, you have to pull over. We would just pull over in the middle of the street. I wouldn't do that, but like the students would because we just, we don't want to crash. So you better pull over here. Um, so you're kind of immune. So like, I guess the moral of the story is, if you don't want to get pulled over and you don't want to get tickets, have a driving school car. You're kind of immune from all of it. Like parking tickets. I used to park at the craziest spots because students would live in the craziest spots. And so I would have to stay there. And like, what are you gonna do? Like I'm picking up a student. We want from working here. So so that's my tangent on how to beat the law by being a driving teacher. Just have the sign. In fact, you could probably make that sign for like $50 and nobody would care. At least in the states that have driving schools. Like here, South Carolina, they do, but it's a little different. It's not as robust as it was in New York. Although I think they have better programs out here. But I think you actually quite literally could buy one of those cheap magnetic signs, put a fake driving school name on it, just put it on top, and just put it always on. Just put it on the top of the car, like little, sign, and you'll be pretty immune to anything. Just drive like you normally drive. Obviously, I'm not encouraging break the law, but it just makes you a little bit more immune. This is what happens. We get to like midnight, and then we start getting into illegal things. But I don't care. What are they gonna do? I spent 4,000 hours teaching kids in New York. I'm over it. I'm so over it. Um, Platinum OG, can I put the driving school stickers on my Noble M4? Oh my god, the Noble. Uh I don't know. I don't think so. However, there actually was one school in New York. It was actually mainly for Russian students, actually. I think he only really spoke Russian, at least taught in Russian. And he did the opposite approach. All of us had really cheap cars like 2005 Corollas, Camrys. Those are pretty much our main cars. So I drove that for like years and years and years, 300,000 miles here and there, all those different things. But then, so that was like, we all of us went the cheap model because all the students abuse the cars, they hit things. It's like horrible. Why have an expensive car? But he did the opposite. He had one car and overcharged everybody. So like if it was $60 for a lesson, he would charge like 90, like for an hour lesson, something like that. So he was like 50% more expensive, but he had like a BMW X5, I think, or one of those really nice SUVs that were new at that time, like 4 or 5 years ago. Blue, it had some stickers on it, and he just had that one car. And then I think he actually even upgraded. He had another car, and it was like also kind of fancy and new. So he did the opposite approach. He was like, no, we learn in luxury, but we overcharge you as well. Um, there was that. I remember some students they would learn on like Teslas and stuff, but they weren't really from school. That was just their parents, and they would go to the road test in the Tesla. But yeah, I don't know about the Noble M400. I mean, if you put a sign on me, who's gonna say? Who's gonna say any different? Who cares? Oh, but you're a performance driving instructor at Laguna Seca, Thunderhill, Sonoma Raceway, vroom, vroom. Wow, very cool, very cool. Hey, Platinum OG. What would it take to film a video with you teaching me to drive the Laguna Seca? What would it take, or Sonoma? What would it take? Maybe we do a video together. You never know. I have a collab going. I'll shout out the business, shout you out. I get a free lesson. We could work together a little bit, right? That'd be fun. No, but that's pretty cool. That'd be very cool, actually. That's interesting. That's very cool though. Performance driving instructor. I wonder. I wonder. See, like you, I would love to hear your stories. I would love to hear your stories. So I drove people who didn't know anything. You drove people who know something, but maybe they're. I would imagine you would have some like crazy people, like just like it's like let's go, you know, punch it. I wonder how many of them are really like professional. That'd be interesting. Matt says the Noble was built on a turnip farm, so why not? The more you know. How do you know that though? Seriously, how do you know that it's built on a turnip farm? Is that true? How's that even possible? What does that mean? How? That's crazy. Platinum G, I got pulled over in once, a little full face helmet, Hans device, and told the cop jokingly it wasn't me. He laughed as oh, that's funny. That's funny. Wow. That's great. Yeah, man. And my life on Earth. I'll buy you a bottle of wine in Napa if you come to Sonoma Raceway. Whoa, we could have a whole meetup. That would be great. That would be great. We could set something up. Hey, you never know. You never know. If I can start traveling a little bit more, start killing it, man. That'd be fun. But obviously, don't do that. Just really have a good time. But that's funny. Wow. oh, oh Lord. Yeah, Platinum OG needs to hook me up, please. Hey, man. You never know. You never know. There's actually, I'm always looking for free things. I mean, that's just who I am. I mean, I think that's who we all are as points and miles people. Always looking for free things. I work for Hooked on Driving. Let's do it. Hell yeah. Well, after your trip to South Africa, we'll think about it. Yeah, well, I mean, we'll talk about it. That'd be funny. Oh, Mackle says a Top Gear joke. Noble is from let's see, Leicestershire in England. Jeremy Clarkson referred to everyone in Leicestershire as turnip farmers and communists based on old British Midland days. Interesting. Very interesting, man. I don't like Top Gear because I heard once that they were paid to make the original Tesla Roadster look like trash. I heard that they were taking money to make a car look bad. So I don't know about that. I think they're all in cahoots now. Now that I heard that, I don't know if I trust them. Um, Mario Kart style race challenge, absolutely. I think we could do that. But yeah, I think, like I said, we were all looking. I'm always looking for free things. There's actually these people. They might be watching now. If you are, hello. And there's a car wash in North Carolina, and they were like, "Hey, come bring the Tesla office by, get a car wash." I was like, "I'll do it. Give you a shout out. Come by." Always looking for something, right? All right. So what do you guys think about what do you guys think about the changes, the Hilton stuff? I wonder if there's anything else on this topic with Hilton. I think I don't know. I think the changes are all right. I don't think there's a big deal with some of the devaluations. Make it full circle. I really let's try to steer this ship back 2 hours in advance. Yuri's in here. I'm considering buying a Morgan. I'm actually not too familiar with that. I'm gonna look it up now. Let's see here. What is a Morgan car? Is that a thing? I've never heard that before. Morgan Motor Company. Let's do it. Oh, this is what you're trying to get? Oh, interesting. I remember these like wow. These almost seem like the later versions of wow, these are 2024? Wow, they're almost like the later versions of like the original was like 1940s car races like I don't know if you would call it NASCAR, but one of those like loop races like I see in some of these cars like that. Wow. How much are these? Well, I gotta see. This one, let's see, the 2024 Morgan Midsummer. Let's see if we can find that. And then maybe we'll head off, but we'll see. Well, maybe unless you guys have a lot of different comments, we might head off for the night since it's midnight. But let's see, our Midsummer car price. Can we get how much is this? 200,000. Limited edition 2-door Roadster is a base price around 200K, depending on the specification. Interesting. 200,000 euro. Oh, 200 euros. So 250K. Interesting. This would be cool, Yuri. I mean, I don't think this is the exact car you want, but I really like this. It's pretty crazy that they have this, just out and about. Huh. I mean, if you really want to feel like pretty cool, look at this guy. And he's killing it. Wow. But who owns them? Is it its own company? Who owns car company? Is it just them? Italian investment group. Huh. Invest Industrial is a majority shareholder. It's a majority shareholder though. Interesting. Never heard of that. Wow. What do you guys think about that? Oh, it's an all wooden car. Is it really? Oh Lord. Stupidly overpriced. Not all wooden, just a frame. Stupid and ostentatious. Cars produced since 1952. Yeah, it reminds me of that, but it's interesting. Lonnie says Morgans are sick. Look at that. Lonnie's in here. You guys know would love Lonnie. He was in here. Did the last couple videos with him. Great mind. As far as free, I've been turning all the bank sign-up bonuses, signing up for checking savings accounts with Chase, Capital One. They're pretty good if you cannot get good new credit cards. Very true. I really think that I might really dabble this year in the world of bank bonuses. Like you might start seeing me go crazy with that. In fact, I actually have what do I have sitting here? I have a lot of things sitting here just so I don't forget it. But I got the Chase mailers again. Earn up to $750 with a Chase business checking account. I think we'll just qualify for like the 300. I think this one you can deposit 2K. I think it's direct deposit 2K, and then you'll get $300 bonus. So not bad. It's not bad. So me and my wife will do that. You know what I think is actually pretty good for you guys who have not done it somehow, because there's people who haven't done it. I'm always surprised. In my description, I literally have a link for a Chase checking account. And I leave it in there because I never talk about it, but people have used it. I was really surprised. You literally get $50, well, as a referee, referrer, for that. So I get $50 per sign up, which is pretty cool. So if you have friends and family who don't have Chase checking accounts, it's like not hurtful in the slightest, and you can get cool $50 from people for signing up. But I think but for the person, the free person who's using your link, I think if you do direct deposit of just 500, you get $300. And they say it takes 90 days to get it, but my brother-in-law just did it and he got it within like a week. Like it was very fast. So Chase checking account has a great bonus. 500 direct deposits, get 300 back. Crazy. So there's a lot of ways to get some crazy some cash back while you're maybe not getting some points and stuff. Configured one at 89K. Interesting. Chad says, Hilton, when I get endgame and run of cards, I'll work the Hilton chain. Yeah, one day. I think everybody eventually gets there. I think eventually everyone gets to Hilton, I think. Eventually everybody runs out and, they get there and stuff. So it's cool. Philmo drives a 79 Ford Grenada. No, you do not. You did not. Yep. I drive a Javelin. I'd rather buy a GTR or a Fila. I do the bank account game lightweight, maybe 5K this year. You know what? I'll actually share this. There's one car that I for some reason I really like, and it's one of like the only cars that I would ever consider. Like, I like cars a lot. I like more of the older ones like Novas and stuff like that. But for some reason, I really like the look. I think this is correct. 2010 Mercedes AMG. No, this is not it. Does it have to be SLS? Which is the one that? Yeah, this one. I really like this car. I don't know what it is. Can I just like get a zoomed in? I mean, come on. I seen one. I think it was Doug DeMuro did a review of it. I think it's like red interior, silver outside. I'm like, oh, this thing is nice. I really like the long front. I can get the back view. Here's some red interior. Let me see here. Yeah, look how long that front is. I don't know what it is. I just think it looks nice. Plus the Falcon doors. I don't know. It's one of the only cars I actually care about. Outside of that, I actually been liking this for like the last decade. And I know they're coming down in price now, but Audi R8s. I can get a used one 2009 for 67,000. And that's pretty good. I mean, that's a super car, for very cheap. I really like that too. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, SLS AMG for sure. What is that because you saw Paris Hilton's while she was stepping? No, I didn't actually know she did that. And I'm not going to look that up. I would, but I'm not going to because I don't want to be, attacked, demonetized. That's interesting. Oh, Yuri drives Mazda Miata and a couple of motorcycles. That's right. You do have motorcycles, Yuri. That's right. I heard you say that once. Philmo says, I would have to rip out the front seat and sit in the back to drive that. Yeah, well, actually, you're wrong, though, because, no, I think you're wrong, actually, because Doug DeMuro is taller than you, Phil, and he was able to sit in it fairly comfortably, he said. Hold on, let me see. I think this should just bring up this one right here. Will I get demonetized if I bring this up? He's gonna let me see if I can just do it like this. See, it's actually pretty comfortable. Look at that. Come on, Philmo. He's like 6'5". Wow. Look how nice that is. I can't. All right, this is too much debauchery now. All right. Well, look, fellas, I think we like a coffin on wheels. I think we had a good night. I think we went through a lot of Hilton stuff. I think we we went through a lot of other stuff too, but I think we went through a lot of stuff with devaluations and some of our favorite Hilton hotels. We got a lot of fun stuff out there. But yeah, I think we might call it tonight. I don't know if is there a movie over? I don't know. Philmo is actually 7'8". Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. He's about, I mean, he's getting close to Spencer Johnson's height. For those of you who don't know, Spencer Johnson, he's actually he's close to that. He might be 7'9", 7'10". Very tall. It's crazy, actually. Like, he couldn't stand in this room that I'm in. It's wild. the people in this game. But no, appreciate everybody who came out. 8'6", just a bit shorter than Spencer. Yeah, thank you for everyone who came out. Mike Newland with the 20 spot right off the bat before even going live. Thank you, sir, for that. That it means the world to me. Absolutely, thank you, sir. Fun 5 spot, always coming in hot. Mike Newland with a membership, even though I always say don't become a member. Maybe one day I don't know, I'll be able to make it worth it, but it's just not worth it right now. I don't do anything with it. But thank you, sir, for that. Regardless, fun, the 2 spot, secret sauce, buying points. Fun again, 5 spot. Appreciate you. And then her Mince, which is Mr. Mince in the German language, for the 7 spot. Much appreciate that. And Keys coming in as we're coming out, sadly. So thank you all for being here. Don Kim, Filmo, Potato, Platinum OG, Davo, Yuri, Life on Earth, Matt Clausen, Chad Pennycuff, Lonnie, Manov. I didn't mean. Oh, which business cards don't add the Chase 2524? Chase, City, Amex. Basically every business card other than Discover, the Capital, and Spark cards. There's one other that I can't remember. I think it's like a smaller thing. So I missed that earlier. And everyone else who came out for today. So so appreciate you all. Enjoy. Have a nice night, and just be safe and have fun. All right. Take care, everybody. Appreciate you all.